Right, what have we got? We're going to do some testing. 3D Mark. So what was I going to test? I was going to have a look at see if I can get CutFrame X working on 3D Mark. See if that's worth trying. Right. Morning. Hey Toon, how you doing? While we're waiting for Fortnite, I thought we could play with something that Sambo suggested to me last night. Apparently, in RTSS, you know, I tell everyone to disable the passive weighting because it's an energy saving feature. Well, apparently doing so actually makes your CPU go up, load go up higher, and it stops you, it then uses its own, RTSS's own timer. So all that tuning we've done, morning Sunday, all that tuning we've done to our timer resolution to get it nice and low, perfect. Apparently by taking this off, it actually bypasses it. So I'm going to test with RTSS enabled passive weighting and not passive weighting. And given Fortnite servers are down right now, I thought the best equivalent is probably times by DX12 or times by DX11. Probably DX11. Actually, Firestrike. Which one do we want? Is it Extreme, Ultra, or just, I think, because we don't need Extreme. We don't need 4K. That's for 1440p. Let's just go with that one. We install that. And we'll have a look. I wanted something as representative to Fortnite as I can get it. So, because we can't get into Fortnite right now, so I can't run any benchmarks. So I want something as representative as possible. Superposition's really good, but I think that's DX12. And given that we mostly run Fortnite performance mode, which is DX11, this is probably the best option. I bought these ages ago, and I used to use them all the time, the 3D Mark stuff, but since using superposition for GPU, I kind of just haven't used them for ages. Combine tip off the loops. Right, okay. So, how are we going to do this? I need to work out, I just want to run this, basically, and I want to run it, and then I want to find out where the process is. Then I need to add the process list to RTSS, and then I need to toggle it on and off again. Excited to see how the new season affects performance. I wouldn't be excited. Excited's not the word I typically use at the beginning of new Fortnite seasons for performance issues. I'm excited to see whether if Epic muck stuff up. No, doesn't really work, does it? I normally have pretty low expectations. All right, so we need to get RTSS running on this. I need to get it going. Then I need to find the process location. Then I need to add that to RTSS. So this is the benchmark, basically. So I don't know where. If I alt tab now, is it going to stop it? It's the trouble. Oh no, it's still going. Oh, it broke. Cancelled by user. Sometimes when you cancel it, it breaks the things as well. No, I'm running throttle stop too. I've started running that on my test environment. I haven't got Norton 360 for gamers on this test environment, so I thought throttle stop to stop Windows Defender doing real-time scans was the next best option. So, container, power balance, is anything that, what is that? Okay, that's FM scan. I need to know 3D Mark. Would that just do it? I think that's probably the one I want. Oh, it's multiple ones. No, which one do I want? Which one do I want? 3D Mark, that's multiple. And then there's that Java one as well. That's probably the one I was running. Stop that. I mean, can that can induce performance mode. That's already selected. That's interesting. So Processor Sue's picked that up as something that should induce performance mode. That's very interesting. Okay, so that's good. So the next question is, where is it and how can we add it to as a profile for RTSS? That's the next thing. Okay, on disk. All right, so, okay, so if we take that, we go and get our RTSS, we then add a new one, we go into here, and we add that 3D Mark, yeah, and we're going to frame rate limit it to 360. Okay, that's pretty much, that's good. It's not going to get anywhere near that 3D Mark from my memory. Then we set all of these on. What else do I run for Fortnite? Low, on, raster, frame buffer, bottom left normally, showing statistics on, and then we want to do the setup, and then we want to, yeah, so that just shows that when these settings, when you click setup, they're per profile, because that's completely reset. Haven't touched any of that, and that's gone back on again. So if we go to here, that's off. So it looks like setup is global, but it's not. It's per profile. So 3D Mark. So we're going to basically run a benchmark with the enable passive waiting on and enable passive waiting off. And this is hopefully going to be as representative to Fortnite as I can get it with this DirectX 11 benchmark. So do I run cap frame X on top of something that's already benchmarking? Double monitoring is not normally a good idea, but I don't think I can take it off of. I need to be able to compare at the end. I mean, we could just compare the results. Let's just do it without cap frame X to begin with, and then just compare the results. See what scores we get. Morning, Cry. Okay, so we've got our 3D Mark. We've got it set up, and we're running with passive waiting. Okay. Frame rate limit 360. All right. So let's try running it. Standby is a good one. I'll do that one actually afterwards as well. Let's install this quick too. For those of you that play DX12 in Fortnite. Okay, so that's installed. Cool. All right, so we're gonna run this one now. This one first. Ready? Anything else I've forgotten? Anything else I need to get running? No, I don't think so. So it's clearly working. That's the FPS down in the bottom left. So hopefully it will work with the sub-processes as well. Fingers crossed. Well, that's interesting. Look, I've got multiple numbers down there, or has it just got paused? Got one number over the top of another number. I think that's being pro-balanced, that collecting system info right now. I think that's being pro-balanced. pretty sure it's being pro-balanced. Oh, come on. I need to put my full license code in. It's really annoying. Testing RTSS, that enable passive waiting thing, because Sambo suggested that, because I tell everybody to turn off that passive waiting in RTSS, because that's an energy saving feature. But Sambo was doing some reading. It's not working. I've got no overlay. Damn it. I need this process. Whatever this process is, I need this limited and tested. How do I know what this process is? Maybe I can do it in windowed mode. Maybe I can set up a custom test in windowed mode. I'm going to exclude that from profiles. Custom test in windowed mode. Question: Direct X 3D11 or Vulkan AN, which is better? Not for Fortnite, any game. Wait, so DirectX 11 versus Vulkan. Well, DirectX 11 I think is newer technology than Vulkan. That's older, Brendan. So you've got Vulkan, then DirectX 11, or if you've got OpenGL as well in there as well. I don't somewhere in the mix, and then you've got DirectX 12. Oh, not another person that. No, you're getting banned. Bye bye. Okay. I need to do a custom benchmark here, and I need to do it not full screen so I can Alt Tab and see what process it is, because that's the wrong process I'm adding this to. It's the wrong process. So let's go for smaller res. Go with teeny tiny res. There we go. Teeny tiny res. And hopefully we can then see, what's that, pub platform, what it's starting. Because right now, I don't know the process that's being started. So how are we gonna see that while this is still running? Don't know, let's see. That's got stuff. I want to be able to see it. Is it that? Maybe. No loading. It's putting it full screen. Come on. Don't put it full screen. I need to be able to see what process this is so I can add it. How do I do that, people? How do I find out what the name of this process is if it's locking the screen, and then the only way out of it, again, look, that's not what I asked it to do. Actually, the resolution's really low. So it's done full screen with really, really blocky resolution. Is there a way of not making it full screen mode? This will all be so much simpler if we could just play Fortnite. It's actually updated on the Switch, but I don't think it's even started updating on the PC yet. It's certainly not going to be servers, and certainly not going to be ready for at least another hour, maybe two. Okay. So I need this, and then I need something that does not do full screen. Come on. Enabled windowed mode. Here we go. I want it teeny tiny so I can see this in the background. That's what I want. You can update Fortnite on PC now, can you? Oh, cool. I can't. I'll do it in a minute on this one. All right, that's now teeny tiny. Good. See if I can find out what the name of this process is, and then we can add it to RTSS. System helper. Okay, so what is this right now? Oh yeah, it's this one. Alright, cool, getting there. Right, so it's that CF demo. To add RTSS. That one. Alright. So on frame rate limit 360. On-screen display. And buffer bottom left. Now we know we've got RTSS running. Okay, so we can get rid of this. We can go back to how this should be. And now we can actually run the test. Finally! Finally! Right. So let's put this back to normal. Turn that off. Put that on native. Where's native? 1080p. Right. Okay. I really want anti-aliasing on because we don't use that in Fortnite anyway. Should be disabled in NVIDIA control panel, so shouldn't really do anything. Right. Let's go. Let's go! I think I tested the GPU preemption thing last night, actually. I started doing it last night offline. What was it? So it gave an extra 20 points in Cinebench. An extra 20. That's basically the same. It's margin of error, and I think it made the latency worse in latency mon. But I think I've got a problem with latency mon on this environment. Because it used to be crazy low and now it's actually quite bad, and I don't know, with nothing running at all, and I don't know why. Didn't test it in Fortnite. I tested it in no, sorry, I tested it in superposition. I did test it in superposition and it wasn't any different. So I didn't test it in Fortnite though. This is GPU tweak, so I normally benchmark GPU tweaks in superposition. And we've definitely got the RTSS working down there now. Look, it's the number down the bottom left. I tested another one as well that made no difference. Test it in this if you want. But, yeah. I don't know how long this test is. I don't want it to take too long. knows what the score is between having that RTSS option on and off. So we're getting about 100 FPS in this most of the time. Right, what score are we getting? Score. Oh, now we do another test. What? Okay. Is this a different one? Or is this the same one? Oh, no. Wait. We've lost our overlay. So that means this isn't running. So what's this one? Oh, come on. Is this a different one? Was that the other one in the folder? In the... Well, we can see what the results were from that, can't we? Now this is graphics test 2. Oh, this is a pain getting RTSS to run all these. We need Fortnite back. Yeah, this is meaningless. We know RTSS isn't doing anything because it doesn't have the overlay anymore. So it's meaningless. Do we get any results out of that, or does it completely just bypass it? Graphics score test 1, 182. What is that folder? Maybe it's the workload one it needs to do. This is Firestrike. The only two things in here are those and those, so maybe I need to do it for both. Maybe it runs both. Or I could just cancel it after the first one, I suppose. 182. 182. Anything else we can take from this? Right, we want the demo score, not the graphics test score. Again, that's that one. Graphics test score, test 1 is that. So where's the demo score? Oh, we need Fortnite back. That's the only solution. Yeah, maybe I could do it for a global profile. Yeah. Yeah, I think you might be on the Sonic there. Okay, let's do it globally. Okay, remove that. All right, let's do it globally then. On. I can't do that one. Frame rate limit 360. Excuse me. Frame buffer. Bottom left. Showing statistics on. Setup. Should be that one. Cool. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's probably the best option. Good call, good call. How big's the update, by the way, for Epic? 23 gigs. Oh, you do that, do you? I'd run the specific one for Fortnite, I would. This is the closest test I can think of that's close enough to Fortnite. A DirectX 11 test, because as I say, superposition's DirectX 12, I believe. Pretty sure superposition is DirectX 12. And the 3D Mark ones, Speedway, what's that one? You've got to pay for that one. Park Royal, that's for ray tracing. Don't need 4K. Yeah, Time Spy, I often use. And Fire Strike. ELS feature test. I do have a PC benchmark app as well for Steam. I do have PC Mark II, that one as well. That doesn't tend to test the graphics very much. It's more testing the disk and everything else. Not really for games. The 3D Mark's more for games. How's the Fortnite update going? 8 down, 15 to go. Yeah, that throttle stop stuff. So we can talk about this a little bit. So all this is really doing, I don't know why that's going group chats. All this is why have I got an input up? All this is really doing is sorting out this problem in Windows security. The manage settings, yeah, real-time protection. So for some reason, Defender just has a mind of its own when it starts doing real-time protection on things, including your games. Will go on, off, all over the place. So you can turn it off here and then play your game, but then you're connected to the internet without real-time protection. So that's normally a very bad idea. So instead of doing that, you've got the option of running this throttle stop app, and it's got an option in here to have a Windows Defender boost, which basically stops it kicking in, stops it using up too much CPU. So without this, you're losing about 5% of your CPU power. So you just have to kind of load it up and run it in the background. But the problem with this, apparently, this is almost like it's like BIOS overclocking. Look, you can do, and it can conflict with what's in your BIOS, and then it can mess everything up. So I haven't noticed it's messed anything up for me, but I've heard other people it's messed things up. So I don't know. These don't do anything unless you actually set up a different profile for each one. GPU's nice and cool. Turn on apparently literally doesn't do anything. It's just while the app is running, it's on. So apparently that button literally does nothing. From what I read. Yeah, so that's the throttle stop stuff. So I've been just running this on my test environment. I obviously don't need it if you're running typically a paid gaming orientated antivirus software. So I run Norton 360 for gamers. That fixes this problem without having to do any of this. But it's normally the paid version that you get this feature where it fixes it. Not the free version by the looks of it. How are we doing? How's Epic doing? 13 out of 23. I've got to do this on my main gaming environment as well. Yeah, I expect performance will suck for the first week or two, and then they'll release a stability patch, and then it'll be a bit better. We know how bad the mythics were for the TMNT stuff. I think we're going to have a lot more mythics. Lots of rubber banding incoming. I hope everybody's pre-bought their V-Bucks for their Battle Pass before today, because if you normally at the beginning of the season there's a queue to get in, to log in. Then there is, if you then buy V-Bucks, you go to that web page where you authenticate and put in your bank details or whatever, and then go back to game, it messes up your FPS big time. I mean, you can be basically stuck on 60 FPS drops. So you have to restart your game, and then you're back to the back of the queue. So hopefully you guys have already bought your V-Bucks last night and remembered. Otherwise, you're going to have to go in twice. The other thing I often end up doing is deleting the local app data Fortnite game folder, but then you have to reset up all the display options again, and then you have to change from DX12 to performance mode, which again requires a reboot, a restart of the game, and then you're back at the queue again. So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm not cleaning up that Fortnite game folder this time. Nope. I'm leaving that one till later, till there's no queue. So we can just go straight in, buy the Battle Pass, play and have a look around. Nearly there, look. And we can try and run another benchmark. Obviously I didn't want to do this in the background whilst running benchmarks, because that will mess things up. So I reckon that the bare minimum the servers will be up will be 11 PM UK, which is in 45 minutes. More likely 12 or 1. There we go, we're up to date. Server is offline. Jolly good. Right, let's go back to what we were doing. Are we running a custom or are we running just a normal one? It's running a normal one, aren't we? Ready, steady. See, why are there two sets of numbers there? Look, there are two. One says 102, and there's another set of numbers underneath. What? Why have I got two sets of numbers? Okay, there's only one set of numbers now. If I go back to there, I've got two again. Okay, now, no, I've got two again. 6, 10. Or maybe it's just not refreshing very much. Doesn't seem to be two now. Right, go. Let it go. I think it's updating the old over the top of the old number there, and then just pausing and not clearing the old number. I think that's what's happening. I am noticing much higher latency now in latency mon when I plug this in with 1000 overclock polling rate. It really goes up quite a bit, so I always have to have it unplugged when I'm testing. Probably need to clean this a bit, it's a bit yucky. Best way to clean it, isopropanol. We got some isopropanol over there, hang on. Yeah, it's working cool. Alright, we got some isopropanol. And let's clean this back off. I do find on this scuff that the paddles do get stuck sometimes there when you press them. Press them down and they stay down. Yeah, I've seen it relatively regularly. What are you guys up to today? Tell me about your day. Any fun plans? Or is it all Fortnite? Mr. Bell, work today, yeah. My missus has gone to London today. She had to get up at 5:30 this morning for a meeting in London at 7:30. But it's her biggest client, so she couldn't say no. She's in London at the moment. At least it's a nice day actually. It's quite a nice day, so it wouldn't have been too bad a drive. She did send me a picture of where she's at in London from a very high skyscraper. Gross. Cleaning this thing. Lunch break when Fortnite comes up. Quick solo to look at the new map. Okay. Yeah, Stuart said he'd be on as well. So probably get a couple of dubs in. Get the new umbrella. Who's going to get the new umbrella first, people? I wonder what the umbrella will be, if it's all kind of Greek gods, or are they Roman gods or Greek gods? Zeus is a Greek god. Mind you, isn't Zeus also the Roman god? There's normally equivalents for Roman and Greek ones. Oh no, I've just snapped a bit off of my controller. No! I actually snapped on both of the back bits now. That there and there, there and there. Uh-oh. I don't think I've got new ones. Actually, it's not too bad. It doesn't seem to affect it at all. I do have a bag of new bits, but I think those ones have already snapped. What have I done with that? Mr. Mike, good morning. It's all Greek to you, is it? Umbrella has been leaked. Leaky umbrella. Alright, where's my little bag of tricks? I'm bloody buying these. Damn it. So I've bought 2 of these bags now for replacement back things from Scuff. But I don't think I've got any of the big ones with a cross bit on it. They're all kind of insidey ones. All the big ones snap. That's not good, is it? Terrible design flaw. I might complain about that to Scuff. I think I'm going to complain. So I've bought 2 of those packs now, and so that's what? So I've got the originals, which is 2, and 2 packs also come with 2, so that's 6. 6 paddles have snapped off there, that bit of plastic. 6 of them. That's gone, that's gone. That's a design flaw at this point, without question. I think I'm going to complain about that. Hey Paul, which bit is broken? Yeah, that bit there. So on the big paddles, the big ones, it's meant to have a bit that goes across here, but it keeps snapping off there. I don't know how close we can get to the camera. You see that? It's just and both sides, snapped off there, and it's just a piece of plastic about that size. But yeah, it's annoying. Oh, we got a score. Apparently it's good. Right, so that was with the passive, yeah? So should we take a screenshot? Control, Shift, that lot? There we go. Control, sorry, not Control. Windows button, Shift button, and this button. That's a good way to take a screenshot. Save it to your desktop. Right, so 255. Is it worth scrolling down to see if that's worth keeping as well? Anything there? Combined score, graphics score. Is that what these are here? 3, 2. Yeah. Graphics test. Physics score 20,000. Okay, that does kind of what was that there? What happened there? Oh, okay. That's where most people are apparently for this test, I guess. Showing results from the same hardware. Bear in mind I'm not overclocking at all my GPU. So this is still quite, even though it's DX11, it's still quite an intensive GPU. So it's not particularly representative of Fortnite. Alright, so let's run this again now, and then we're going to turn off, this time, we're going to turn off the enable passive waiting, which is what I tell everybody to do, but it might actually be wrong. So let's try it again. So that's now turned off. Run the test again. Wait, what did I just break? Seriously? You're above average, you are good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I used to overclock my GPU quite a lot. I used to really bump it up here and here, a lot. I mean, that used to be up to like 1,200 extra on the memory clock, and that used to be like up to 180, 200. Used to do like 200 here and 1,200 here. So I used to really push my GPU. Right, so this is with the RTSS with the passive waiting disabled. Yeah, have I forgotten to do anything? This is the demo run, yeah? Okay. Alright, we're back. I'm talking about playing with voltage, different BIOS versions, aim the AC into the PC case or outside with minus 20 degrees, yeah. Yeah, I've done quite a lot of benchmark tests with basically putting the computer right next to the window and it's like outside. Done that before. Oh, I'm really annoyed about my controller. Does that mean it's bust? Should be alright. seem to have lost both. I didn't even notice I'd lost one of them. This is clicky. Doesn't seem to be any wobblier. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's lost anything. Yeah, a little bit. This is clicky. Well, I'll finish cleaning it now. Bananas have been taken out for the season, so I'm uninstalling. Bananas! That must have taken an entire day's worth of meetings to decide that. I don't know. Whereas the guy that insists we have a DMR every season, that his office chair is clearly a throne at Epic Games. We can't seem to get rid of that damn DMR. It's diluting the pull again. Apparently the Deagle's coming back. But whether or not it will be hit scan or bullet drop, almost certainly crappy bullet drop. There's the auto stain, is it? Okay. Well, where's Mount Olympus as well? Isn't Mount Olympus bottom right of the map? Over that area. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. Mount Olympus. I'll get that now. Be there. I'll do one of them. One sec. Olympus is bottom left, is it? Oh, I found another pack. Found another pack of scuff things. Oh, another pack. Got another pack. Let's have a look, see if there's a fixed ones. Okay, that one might be alright. No, I've only got one that's not broken. Well, got one that's not broken I can replace. See how it is with them broken, I don't know. So Mount Olympus is bottom left, is it? Bottom left. What was that? Pretty much where the left of fencing, or is it really bottom left? It's not near where the snooty was. Ugh. Don't like that area at all, the map. Why didn't they utilise bottom right? I mean, that's got all the really tall mountains, so why wouldn't that be bottom right? Okay, my wife's sending me stuff, hang on. Is it relevant Firestrike as a test if you play 1080p games? I kind of use Skydiver and Night sometimes. I'm running at 1080p right now for this 1080p test. It's more whether it's CPU or GPU bound game really, and these 3D Mark tests are more about GPU, but they do a CPU run like at the end, a bit like Cinebench. My superposition is pretty much all GPU. See this right here. What? No, okay, I got it now. I swear that wasn't there, the numbers a minute ago. I didn't spot it. Maybe it was just because it was orange. Nice view. Wait, what? Even benchmark. That should be alright, Sambo. Right. Most of the left side is updated, the right side not so much. Bottom right I think looks like desert. Okay. Normal impulse grenades are back. Definitely gonna knock myself this season loads. Knock yourself? Oh, with the grenades. Right, 27,000. What did we have before? What was the previous screenshot? 27,555. So this is better. So maybe I was right. That's interesting. So this is with the passive on the right, and this is what I tell you to do to turn it off on the left. Graphics score was a bit better. Physics score was a bit better. Combined score was better. Okay, well, we'll have to find out in Fortnite, but what's this? Fortnite Ultra maxed out at 300 FPS. Really? Using Ultra. Estimating. It's interesting. Your score, average, and so the best ever was 35,000. Interesting. Interesting. So on 3D Mark, at least, it's better with it off. Is there a way of using my timer to work out which timer, my sleep thing, to work out which one it's actually using? That might be an interesting test. If we do a custom one, I just want to find out what the timer is being used. So we do a custom run, and we enable windowed mode, and then we put it at the tiny one again, like that. And then maybe if I run my 1000 timer resolution sleep thing, so if I run this, and it measures all the timer resolution, look. So this will be basically telling us what the current timer resolution is. If I run the 1000 one, and then I run this to see if it's actually changing it. Yeah. Spray want cookie. Want cookie? Ah, for my hardware, and I do not overclock ever. Wait. I missed some things. Hey Blob, sorry. Missed you saying hello, sorry. Yeah, so we're just doing some tuning stuff while we're waiting for the Fortnite service to come up, basically. Skydiver, even if it's old, you get a lot of points in it, so in my mind it's relevant, as you can see better if something is off or not. Anyway, I'm top 1 in Skydiver and Night Sky, I think it's the name. Okay, for my hardware, and I do not overclock ever. Cool. Silicon Lottery. Oh, okay, my bad. I found another map on Twitter. Mount Olympus looks like it's in the desert, bottom right. Wait, what have they done to the map then? Because surely they haven't changed actually the terrain on the map, surely. Have they actually changed the terrain, not just the POIs? Don't know. Right, anyway, let's go back to trying this. Ready? Gonna run that. Let's stick that in the bottom left so we can see what's going on. We can keep an eye on the timer and then run custom. What's it gonna do? Is that timer resolution, bottom left, gonna change with RTSS changing it? Because that's what this is all about, really. Sambo said that RTSS, when you turn off that passive waiting thing, uses its own timer. Keep an eye on it. 5067. Somebody please scream at me if the okay. The timer hasn't changed. Timer's not changed. No, it's still running, the same timer. Globally. Down the bottom. Not changed. And we're running the RTSS right now with the disable idle. So I think we're good, frankly, with my instructions as they are. I think we're good. It doesn't seem to be using its own timer to change anything. That's the same. I don't know whether we can change this on the fly, whether it's going to break something. Enable passive waiting now. Still the same. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Except breaking. Because we changed it. I know, we can pause it. That's just... But again, it doesn't seem to be changing the timer. RTSS, that value, does not seem to be changing the timer. But what it does do is it seems to be giving you better performance when you turn off passive waiting. Let's read it. What's the overlay for it? Okay. Frame rate limiter module can wait for target frame time using either passive brackets waitable timer based or active brackets busy waiting loop based mode. Passive waiting reduces CPU power consumption, but waitable timer precision on some systems can be non-ideal for perfect frame pacing. Waitable timer precision on some systems, maybe not mine then. Hey, where did that go? Easy reading. As a result of passive waiting, CPU may enter idle state with lower clock frequencies. Well, my CPU can't go lower clock, it's fixed, so again, that might be something unique to me. As a result of passive waiting, CPU may enter idle state with lower clock frequencies, and constant switching between idle and performance modes may also negatively affect frame pacing precision and cause microstuttering. Yes, come on, pull it back, pull it back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually screenshot it, then I can... Oh, really? Close that, close it. Stop being naughty. I want that. I want that, and I want to grab it. Stop. That. I want to read this. Can we zoom in? We can zoom in. So this is what we're testing right now. Yeah, in here we're testing whether, by default, enable passive waiting is on, by default. And in my guide, I tell you to turn it off. I tell you to disable this. So we've just seen that by disabling it, doing the tick, we get better results in time spy. But is that only because I can't have lower clock frequencies. Whereas you guys, it might affect more if you're going up and down a lot. It's okay to turn the sound down for the first. Yeah, I've turned mine down already. On then, sorry. I'd need to turn you guys down. How would I do that? That would also turn me down though. I'd have to actually change the game balance thing, and I'd have to install Astro Mixamp app to change the balance. Yeah. I don't know whether I can leave it up high and then change it to more voice and less game. Maybe that would have worked. I don't know. I'll try that for next time. But we won't be running it again, so sorry about that. Alright, so anyway, let's go back to read it. As a result of passive waiting, CPU may also enter idle state with lower clock frequencies, and constant switching between idle and performance modes may also negatively impact frame pacing precision and cause micro stuttering. Active waiting mode maximizes CPU load on the CPU core running render thread, and this way preventing it from entering unwanted idle states while gaming. The only disadvantage of this mode is slightly higher CPU power consumption. This mode's frame pacing precision is unbeatable. So select passive mode if your preference is CPU power consumption. Select active mode if your preference is maximum precision of frame pacing. So yeah, I think we're going to go with this one. I think we're going with it off. It doesn't seem to affect the timer, and we've just shown it gets better performance. So yeah, I think I was right the first time. And I mean, unless your CPU is struggling and hitting 100%, then yeah, you might want to. I mean, you can play with these, but anyway. Okay, so I think we're good. So now, how close are we to Fortnite, do we think? Do we think it's nearly ready? Is it nearly cooked? It's 10 to... No. No, server offline. No go. What else could we test while we wait? I want to turn this off. I don't want it on frame rate limit there. I do want it on here. Just make sure it's off there. Cool. So that's fine. What else could we test while we're doing this? So I can retest that thing again that was in my Discord for the GPU, but that will involve rebooting. So give me a sec. Suggested tweaks. The superposition score went up 20 points when we ran superposition. Should we have a look in here? Right, so where is it? There it is. No, that's not it. Not that one, it was the one after it. It's this one, enable preemption, wasn't it? So I tried that one last night, and the other one is called current control set control. Then, what was it called? Graphics driver scheduler. You actually have to create a scheduler subfolder, I think. Graphics drivers, because scheduler's not on here, so you have to create a new key called scheduler. Like that. Then you have to create a new one of these. The word called enable preemption and set it to 0, which is, I'm assuming, turning it off. So we've turned off preemption for our graphics driver. That's what this tweak's going to be. So we're gonna reboot, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back in the room. See, I do on my little mix amp, I do actually have a little kind of mixer that I can switch game. Hang on, let me go to the screen so I can see. Game and voice, so I can do more game and voice, but it's never really worked for me, so maybe it'd just be better for you guys. But it might work for you guys, if you see what I'm saying. So maybe if I go more voice and less game when I'm running that test, it won't be so ear-busting. Right, so we're going to need to run this again to make it fair. Minimize that. We're going to need, I like the way Steam auto starts. I'm going to have to fix that. Bye-bye, not having that. How do we stop Steam auto starting, please? No. Do not allow. The library. Ready, mark. Launch away. Oh, we've got to run the same test again, don't we? So we have to compare like with like. So we need to go back to the 360 limiter. So it has to go through RTSS. And we have to have a passive waiting off. Okay. To make it a fair test, you have to have the same test conditions. What is it with the comments on high latency while using RTSS? It's already tested by you, right? These people see 10 milliseconds in Fortnite while using RTSS. Again, I've tested it. It's the same. Swing a pickaxe with RTSS on or off, and it's the same. I think people are looking in the something that's recording it wrong. Wrong stats. I think that's what's happening. Right, so we're not doing custom run, we're just doing standard run, and we've just added that registry entry, yeah? We've just added this. We'll actually favorite this. I don't know why this keeps getting restarted. So enable preemption is now off. So we're going to run the same test again and see if it's better or worse. Ready? Go. You guys tell me whether it's ear busting again. Oh, snipers are still here. I don't mind snipers as long as it's not a one-shot headshot. Because it's too easy to get headshots in Fortnite with snipers. It's way too easy. If they were standing still, I'd agree with a one-shot snipe shot. But like hip fire at 100 meters and it headshots you, I mean, in reality, is that going to ever happen if somebody's holding a sniper, not even really looking down the scope? It's just not. It's just ridiculous, is what it is. I'll grab a drink while I start. Right, tell me whether this is too loud, please. Right there. Tell me whether this changes the volume for you. Actually, that makes it go down for me. I actually point it more at game, which makes no sense. Is it lower is it quieter if I now? I think it's quieter for me now. Is it quieter for you? Loud. Still, it's not any quieter. It's obviously just that thing and he does it for me. Sorry guys, I can turn me down a little bit for you. There you go. You can't hear me as well either though. I'll shout. So I think that little mix amp thing is only for me on my headphones, not for what goes out the streaming port. I need to edit that. To get into the spirit of the new Fortnite season, I was watching Wrath of the Titans. Oh, nice one, Paul. Who'd you give to the sub to? Thank you very much, Paul. Melly. Please say thank you, Melly. Paul. Very kind of you, Paul. Random. Cheers, mate. Who in the chat doesn't have one? Everyone else in the chat subbed. Everyone else in the chat subbed. Got a lurker. Lurker. Is it worth me trying to actually see if I can sit in a queue for the Switch? See what the queue size is. Probably says the servers aren't up on the Switch. Updating. Why is it updating with an old screen saver? The old last season stuff. Why isn't that updating? That's weird. Press A to start, checking for updates. I remember, I don't think I took a screenshot of the last one, did I? Did I take a screenshot? I'm going to have to check my VOD back. What was the last score? DMR 122 headshot. Oh my god. I'm assuming it's single click, it's not auto. In other words, if you run away in a straight line, you're dead. You have to zigzag. DMRs are really hard to hit if you're someone who's running sideways. There's no sound at all for this one. Okay. Physics test. There's no sounds for these. I can put the sound back up again. Any better? Yeah, about there. Think about there. I'm not sure I took a screenshot of the last result to compare this against. I can't remember. We got the first result, but not the last result. The last result was a bit higher, wasn't it? Is there any way of watching the rewinding on the stream? The live stream? Is there any way of watching and rewinding to actually see what it was? Or do I have to stop the stream and then watch it back to see what it was? Could be evil. Only 3 rounds in the mag though, so it's a pump effectively. I just don't want, I want a consistent fall off damage. Right, 27767. So what was this one? That was 27555. That was the very first one we did. And then I don't remember what the middle one we did was, which we now need to compare against. This VOD. So how do you do that? So it's this one we're watching right now, Bill? Okay. Let me see if I can load that up and see what it is. Probably shouldn't be stream. I probably shouldn't do this on the streaming one. Actually, I won't do this on the streaming one. 4K, how you doing, mate? I've done your full guide and I've sworn by Windows 10 I've noticed a fairly decent change in latency via latency mon, but I haven't really reaped the benefits during gameplay. So you were on Windows 10 4K, and now you're on Windows 11, or you stuck on Windows 10 and applied the guide to Windows 10? Which one? Oh, it was all 5s, was it? Wait. It was all 5s. No, it was the one after that. It was the one after that one. Oh, 716. Okay, thank you, One Life. 716. So 27716. So we've gone from 716 to 767. So it has increased FPS a bit. That tweak. The preemption stuff. What else does that thing do though? Yeah, nice one, White Life. Because that definitely seems better then, doesn't it? A teeny tiny bit better. As I say, on when I did this on super precision, the benchmark, it was 20 points higher, which is in the about 30,000-ish mark for super precision. So it wasn't really much different. So it's only like what have we gone up? 16, 51. This has gone up 51. Yeah, this one's gone up 51. So not massive. Be interesting to see what kind of latency numbers we're running right now. I know we've just run a load of stuff. Shut down stream. What else are we running right now? Okay, and okay. Right, where are we? Oh, 1.55, 0.49 is pretty much what we were earlier. Okay, it doesn't seem to affect latency mon numbers too much. It'll be interesting to see if it makes any difference in Fortnite. Yeah, I was on Windows 10 and Warzone ran great. I'm currently on Windows 11 with my Fallout recommendations. Just feels sluggish a tad. Okay. And you've sorted out your timer resolution stuff. Yeah. Getting nice accurate timer. I mean, as I say, my latency mon numbers are the same as they were ever in Windows 10. Nice to know. I don't know what else would be slowing it down, to be honest. As long as you've debloated. Debloating, get the timer resolution running. I mean, this is not particularly debloated because I'm having to run the full NVIDIA driver, not stripped down at all. So it's not as debloated as I want it to be. See, I don't want that running either. Can we go into efficiency mode on that one? Efficiency mode. Yeah, as long as you've debloated it, could be tightened a bit. Well, if it's getting decent, if it's getting your one millisecond back, then it doesn't really need to be tightened. Just trying to think why it might feel a bit more laggy. I mean, I don't know whether Warzone the best settings for Win32 process separation would be. Maybe because I have quite low ones for Fortnite, so I don't know whether for Warzone it would be better off than the other end of the scale. Like the 2A hex area, or even just programs. Also, definitely test this as well. What's the best way to test that? Like a Cinebench. So we discovered this the other day. So double check this too. If you're gonna like run a load, and then where is this? Process Explorer. Oh, damn it. I thought I pinned Process Explorer to this already. Maybe I didn't do it in this environment. Have I not got Process Explorer on here? Go grab it. Yeah, I do have it on here. Yeah, it's there. As administrator, let's pin it. Yeah, I did run it. Search for something called MSMP, MSMPEng.exe. That's the runtime, that's the live security scans for Defender. So that's this basically. Where are you? This real-time protection. That's what that is, real-time protection for Defender. So it turns out that this is slowing your computer down by 5% when you run a load. Because right now it's not doing anything, 0.1%. But when you run a load, I got this on. Let's exit out of this for the minute. It just suddenly starts peaking, especially if you run a load. So watch this. If I start running that, keep an eye on the MSMP. Sure, it's going to come back in a minute. Come on. You turn it off and then it's fine for a while and it comes back again. It's really weird. "70 processes." Okay, so you've debloated quite a bit. What's waves? My internet is actually down right now. No way, that's not good. That's not good timing. Everyone's sleeping, so no one turned it off. I don't know. It's your internet service provider. You've disabled Windows Defender completely. Oh, okay, never mind then. That's interesting that it's staying like really low right now after we've actually stopped that thing. I'm wondering whether this actually puts it like a, I don't know, has some residual thing even when you stop it. But that, for me, yesterday was getting up to like 5 to 10% CPU when this is running. So you had to run this extra throttle stop tool, or you have to run an antivirus that's got it built into stop Defender doing that. 10.3.5. Okay, so that isn't it then. So if you got that off, hey Sambo, have you got core isolation on? You type core isolation. I can't do it because I've disabled virtualization in my BIOS. So virtualization is disabled in the BIOS, so you can't run core isolation. But worth turning that off if you can. Core isolation. If you don't disable virtualization. Realize it could be a few of them registry tweaks. Yeah, I don't do a lot of the registry tweaks. The registry tweaks are pretty much setting everything back to Windows defaults. So I don't know what you had on your previous Windows 10 registry, but most of this stuff is setting it back to Windows defaults. Not a lot in here. That's got the iSpectre stuff. If you rerun that. Make sure in here, if you right click, run as administrator and do the iSpectre stuff, that will help. Wait. Why? What? You telling me I'm running defaults right now? No. Am I really running defaults right now? Nah, can't be. That would explain why my latency's worse. Anyway. We'll reboot and have a look in a sec. Yeah, so that's basically Windows default. That's just a power throttling thing. These apparently don't even work for the game, the game profile. No, yeah, this one. Sorry, these don't work. Apparently, somebody on my server said it doesn't make any difference. That definitely helps. That's just default. One of these doesn't do a lot, but I'll put it on. Again, that sets it just to programs, which is the default thing. And then again, with most of this stuff here, it's just setting Windows back to default. So at least 50% of this is, and this is all sending Windows back to default. At least 50% of this script that's tweaking the registry is basically just putting it back to a Windows default. Maybe it could be a platform, a BCD edit thing, but most of these are just disabling, disabling HPET and just some kind of optimizations for devices. It's nothing really revolutionary. I mean, it could be memory management agent. Oh, hang on, right click. Terminal admin. MM agent. Go there. By default, Windows has all of these as true, and there has that as 512. But that should help with memory-intensive games. Upping that a bit. Most tweakers turn all of these off, all false. But I've done benchmarks in Fortnite at least that it's better with these on. Again, Warzone, I'm not sure. So it's worth playing around with that maybe. But I mean, that's pretty much all I do. I honestly don't do a lot with registry stuff. I just don't. I'd rather keep pure Windows. Yeah, GPU bound game, yeah. What else could it be then? What else could be making it feel laggy? You've done the GPU disable dynamic P states. And that one? Done that bit? That's useful. That'll lower latency a bit. Everything else should be just basically making the computer more efficient. There shouldn't be a game-specific thing for it. Not much here that is game-specific other than the Windows priority. It's pretty much the only thing I can think of that's game-specific. Changing that. Everything else should be pretty generic. Again, it's going back to feeling. Yeah, P states do help a lot. Really? Might be the servers, there's loads of people complaining about the new update. Yeah, it could be that too. Again, it's a field thing. You'd need to basically find a way of testing what the actual latency is in Warzone before and after. I mean, this is why I like dual boots. I mean, it's one of the things I love about dual boots. Have I even got this on here? Partition manager. I don't think I do have partition manager. Disk management. Well, you can see it on this really. So I basically have two SSDs and I cut them in half and I put two big partitions with different Windows installs on. So you could, if you've got more than 50% space on your C drive, you could resize it and then create Windows 10 on the other one and then compare the two. That's what I love about dual boots. You can just basically then choose. Basic data partition. I think, why is that in grey? That's my main gaming one. Why is that in grey? It's a bit weird. Something waiting to be happening in there. Don't know about that. Yeah, so I need to do a video at some point on doing dual boots. Why has a lot of people switched to Windows Server 2022? Is it better? I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Don't know anything about it at all. Or whether or not they fixed the timer resolution issue in Windows Server 2022, I do not know. Do not know. But again, most people are not going to have these custom OSs. I mean, I consider that as a custom OS, frankly. If you can't buy a computer from a shop and it come with either Windows Home or Pro, then I'd say it's probably a custom OS. Even though it's a Microsoft one, it's a very niche OS that probably you can't buy for a gaming PC from the people selling you the gaming PC. So I try and just tailor what you would get if somebody bought a gaming PC from a company, what you would get. And right now, that is pretty much only Windows 11 Home. Which is why I focus completely on that. Any idea why I have DEICE in control panel? When I click properties, its function hid compliant vendor device. What? ITE. I'm not sure what you mean, Swaka. The new medallions give different abilities now. Nice. Siphon? Siphon? Really? We want some of that. We definitely want some of that. We were going to reboot, weren't we? Because I think those Spectre things weren't enabled, which is why I think my thingy's a bit higher than normal. Let's have a look at latency mode right now. Right, make sure nothing else is running. That's fine. What's my latency right now? 1.53, and see, I think this is normally 1.3 on this computer, so that might explain it. 0.48. So remember 1.55 and 0.48. Reboot. Close that. Oh, we're back again. Game bar. Why don't you just uninstall game bar as opposed to just disabling it? Just uninstall the thing. Look. Use IOBIT uninstaller and just take it out. Take it out. IOBIT uninstaller. I know Windows keeps trying to put it back in again, but normally it's a Windows app. TikTok, TikTok. This is a free version. It's normally in here, and you can just uninstall it. Just completely take it out. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. If you don't use it, get rid of it. Anyway, well, what's my latency now? How am I looking? Well, that calmed down a little bit. Up a minute. I haven't been able to reach 1.5, 0.5 in latency while it's doing my head in. Disable hyperthreading, disable eCores. I'm going to start recommending people disable eCores, by the way. From the benchmarks that I've seen today, in Fortnite, you get better FPS if you disable eCores in the BIOS. No having to mess around in processor SU trying to do CPU sets and things. Just disable them in the BIOS by the looks of it. Literally the first thing I'll be doing when I get my new PC in the next couple of months. Take them out. It will reduce heat as well. I mean, the biggest problem with the latest processors is heat. Take off hyperthreading and take off eCores, that will reduce the heat. It's going to keeps giving you a notification even if you uninstall it. How can it give you a notification if you uninstall it? Right, let's have a look what latency mine is now. Play on, play on. There we go, there. Back to 1.3. I knew there was something weird going on. 1.36 now. What was that? It was the blooming Spectre and Meltdown problem. I'll probably get even lower now if I go and stick this on 2 and get rid of Defender doing real-time stuff. 1.36, 0.48. Okay, maybe not. Pretty much the same. It's coming down though quite quick. Oh, you're on AMD. Never mind them. If you're on AMD, make sure you follow the AMD BIOS thread on my Discord. The AMD guys on my Discord have been experimenting with the BIOS settings. It's not exactly what I put in my guide, so check that out for sure. Xbox controller does not function properly. Could it be a USB extensible driver not up to date? What, you've got like one of these things, an Xbox Elite. Oh, why can't I pull that over? You've got one of like these ones, Xbox Elite. What have you got? You need a special app for that. You need a special app for that? And you have to update the firmware. Yeah, make sure your firmware's up to date on it. It's gone up, if anything. I'm going to turn this off, see what... Okay, I think it's just doing what it's doing. I don't think that makes a lot of difference. But that is interesting. So that's why I was getting the high latency, which was driving me nuts last night. I couldn't work out why. So are we keeping this tweak? You think we should keep it? This enable preemption for the tiny, tiny improvement for GPU? I mean, is it worth me running a quick Cinebench to see whether it's impacted the CPU at all? I know it's for the GPU, but... And Cinebench is pretty much for your CPU. GPU, CPU, CPU. Basically just drawing a picture right now with your CPU. What did you enable? So, what for the tweak that I'm testing at the moment, I showed you in the registry. It's enable preemption disable thing. Disabling preemption on your GPU driver. It's just a registry entry you have to add. It got tiny, tiny better benchmarks and GPU stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely testing it in Fortnite. Once we can. How many have time? 23 minutes past 11 and the servers are still not up. Yeah, I think you're right, Stuart. An early lunch. I think that's a good call. Because as soon as the servers come up, we won't be eating for a few hours. Or moving for a few hours. So yeah, a little bit higher. I'm normally about 10,500-ish on a good day. That's not any worse. So 413. So let's start that up and run that again. Curious what difference this will make. Eggs, bacon and toast, delish. Coffee Lake has much better latency with RAM, so I'd be interested in what you'll get with 12th, 13th, 14th gen. Okay. What, turning off, whilst you're turning off the equals and the hyperthreading? Hi X, hi Infinity. I saw it's better to use MSI modes or undefined. Did you also see a positive difference in latency compared to GPU on high priority, or is it only for FPS? So in that MSI mode tool, I've played around with different things on different priorities in that MSI one. And I could not get any positive differences putting the GPU higher, putting the USB higher, putting the disk higher. I tried putting the network cards higher. So I basically tried to put them in the order that I thought would be the best orders, like GPU at the top and then kind of lower and lower and lower. And honestly, it didn't make any difference. So having them all undefined is, I think, puts them all on the same footing, and then you can just do things from there. Isn't that exactly the same score that we had before, 414? When we had this off? I'm not sure this is doing anything now. This might be a one-time thing, and then you can just turn it off. But I mean, that should be doing that, but if that's not kicking in anyway, I don't know what the difference is. Also, what's this? Anyone know what this is? I try looking this up. Look, it reports the timer resolution because I've got 5067, right? So that's rounding it to 5.1. So okay, fine. And you can't change it. You can't click on it. But there's something called AC space timer res, and then in brackets, square brackets, 0 dot dot to 16. So does that mean 0 to 16, or does that mean 0? You know, I'm assuming that means 0 to 16, and then you can change it. So what is that? Is that setting the timer resolution to like 15.8, the default one for Windows? AC timer resolution. So that means, I just don't know. When it's on AC power, does it change the timer resolution to 16? I don't know what that's doing, because you can change this. So do you set it to 0.51 there? 5067. That just changed it to 0. No, so it's only taking whole numbers. I have no idea what that value is for. But that's the default. So I'm leaving that alone. People say it works wonders for latency. Keep all on low priority. See, now, as I say, I put everything on undefined. Frithy's the same as well. If you go and watch his videos, he says he agrees with me. He's tested it, all the combinations, and the best one is just to leave everything undefined. Leave the whole lot undefined. And often the SSDs, the disks and things, will set theirs to high, which effectively demotes everything. So I have to undo that and change these to all undefined. But yeah, all undefined. Honestly, I've tried everything in there. Tried changing some of these to high, some of these to low, some of these to normal, and then retested, see if you got better FPS, worse FPS, retested latency. It's just, it doesn't, you're better off just having them all undefined. I mean, if you want to do IRQ priorities, do what I do with the priority control. So you have them all undefined, and then you can set the physical IRQs to a certain priority. So you've always got to make sure your device is on the physical IRQs that you set. So you have to do msinfo, and then you have to go here, IRQs, which you can't see because my head's in the way. Sorry, let me move that across a bit. There we go. So if you go to IRQs in msinfo, and then scroll all the way down, make sure you're in MSI mode, so your GPU's in MSI mode already, so it's got a number. You need to make sure whatever number that is allocated to, your GPU, matches what's in the registry. So it matches what's in here. If it doesn't, then you're prioritizing something that isn't your GPU. What am I doing, Reg? And that can move around. If you add new devices to your system, or even in Device Manager disable something, look, see what I've got here? I've got 2. So obviously I haven't deleted the old one. I've obviously run this and not checked. There we go. So priority 1 is the GPU, which is allocated to that physical IRQ. This, to my knowledge, is the only way to check physical IRQs. The other IRQs in Device Manager are logical ones. So when you do this in the registry, you have to set the physical IRQ number, not the logical one. And you set that to whatever your GPU is to priority 1 and whatever your USB controller is to priority 2. But as I say, you need to double check these. And if you can't tell which one is your input device USB controller, skip it. Just completely delete this second one. Don't even bother. Just do your GPU. Because if you can't tell which one it is, don't create a load of different extra priorities in here not knowing. Just do that one. I mean, it's easy for me to tell it's this one because that's the only one I've got with that name. So it's easy for me. But if you've got your input devices and they're all under the same controller, all under different controller or the same controller names, and there are lots of controllers with the same name, then it's going to be impossible for you to work out which one is going to be priority 2. So don't even bother with this one. Just delete it from the registry. Just have this one. By default, these 2 aren't here. So we're adding these as extras. That makes sense? What do you test for Intel speed? You've asked me that before, Zyro, and I don't know, because I don't run them. Do you put the GPU parent controller in MSI mode? I do, but the problem with that is it's a bit blind, because normally for in here, there. So there's my parent controller for the GPU. And it doesn't say supported modes MSI, so technically you probably shouldn't, but the fact that I ticked it and got away with it is maybe a bit lucky. But whether or not that actually then does anything, I don't know, because for example, if you allocate that to a CPU affinity, which I do, let me see, I've got the Melody one. So I've allocated that to the same CPU affinity as the GPU, Core 2, but when you actually check it, it hasn't done it. So whether or not this is actually doing anything or not, I don't know. Well, look, there it is. It's down the bottom. So it's giving it a negative IRQ, and it's in here. Yeah, so it's giving it -2. That's how you tell whether it's been set into MSI mode, whether it's negative or not. And it's just stuck it right on the bottom, but I certainly don't assign a priority to it. Sambo's posting links, I reckon, or swearing, because it got started out. Okay, so another question for you. Does your select affinity for your GPU and stuff reset if you disable hyperthreading and re-enable it? It doesn't. No, it doesn't disable, and that's the problem. It doesn't reset. So if you've got hyperthreading on, or SMT, and you've set your GPU to core 3 and 4, and then you turn off hyperthreading, you're then allocating it to 2 P cores, as opposed to a core in its thread. So you then need to go and change it. So it doesn't reset anything. That's the problem. You will need to go and change it to match what it then should be for either hyperthreading on or hyperthreading off. You need to be careful on that one. I'm sure you have asked me about that. Well, somebody keeps asking me about that. Intel speed share. So I don't know. I don't run them because I fix my CPU speed. So I turn them off. I don't run them at all. But I'm assuming you'd need both of those if you didn't fix your CPU. But I've always fixed my CPU speed. Always, since I got the PC. When will you build your new PC? I'm probably going to order it at the end of this month, and then it'll probably take another 2 weeks after that. From what I know, RTSS uses... Now, we tested that, Sambo. We tested it. Did you not see? It does not change the timer. We tested it. We left the timer running in the background, and we tested both settings in RTSS, and the timer stayed exactly the same when we tested both. We put it globally, and we did active passive waiting on and active passive waiting off. And the timer, we left it running, and we could see it running. We didn't have to switch back and forth. We could actually see it running in the background, and it was it didn't change. So that does not affect the timer, which is great news. What it does do is enable passive waiting increases your CPU load, but we actually got better results when we benchmarked. So as I had it before, as I suggested, turning this off is better, unless you have some kind of CPU bottleneck or something. Hybrid uses OS timer for the bulk. What is that setting? What is what setting? This is RTSS. We were playing with, earlier we tested whether enable passive waiting was better on or off. By default, this is on, and I always suggest in my guide to turn it off. But Sambo was saying that if you turn it off, then you start using RTSS's own timer instead of the global timer, which we've set to be perfect. We asked for 1 millisecond sleep, and it actually sleeps for pretty much 1 millisecond. So we've got an accurate timer. So Sambo was suggesting that it was actually using a 1 millisecond own timer of its own, and it's not. Fortnite will try to set the timer to 1 millisecond. But if you've got this set up globally, then you'll stick with this. Yeah. But it doesn't. It doesn't. We tested it. I tested it earlier. The first thing I did on the stream. We tested it on, we tested it off, and this running did not change when we were using RTSS through TimeSpy. We tested it. It was fine. It didn't change. How are we doing for servers? I think I'm going to get an early lunch as well, because as soon as the Fortnite servers start up, I'm not going to get to eat again today, I don't think. Well, I've got 24 people watching me. Flippin' heck. Somebody just intravenously, like, I needed like an intravenous drip while I do this stuff, so I never have to eat. Yeah, so do we want to, let's add that to favorites as well. The question is, do we want to keep this new setting, this new tweak? Do we want to keep it for this extra 20 points on superposition and an extra 50 points on TimeSpy? A Firestroke, sorry. Do we want to keep it? Hopefully it's back at 12. Yeah, it might be. Maybe I should just grab a sausage roll. I do have some fresh sausage rolls. I could just have fresh sausage rolls, I suppose. Who have we got watching at the moment? We've got 24 people watching. What's the split? 11 on Twitch, 13 on YouTube. And it's the YouTubers that typically want to know the PC tuning stuff, and it's typically the Twitchers that want to watch gameplay. Half and half at the moment, neck and neck. I think we'll leave it running for now. We need to do some proper tests once Fortnite's back up, and we can run some benchmarks and things. But to be honest, most of the day will be crown grinding anyway. I normally get 20 crowns the first day, so that's a lot of hours. I'm not going to have much time to benchmark today, I'm afraid. This is the perfect time for tuning your computer, not pre-game release. I had OGL send me a message at 4 AM last night. So I don't suppose you're available to look at my PC, are you? It's like, 4 AM? No, I'm not. I'm a little bit sleepy right now. I need to sort him out at some point though. What else? There was something else. I'm sure there was something else I was going to look at that we can maybe test. Mostly. Yeah, let's do superposition again with this thing on. Mostly. Right, let's keep it sensible. That's all fine. Let's run superposition. Hopefully your eardrums won't bleed with this one. Right, we're going to run it through. Should we run it through that? Do we run it through RTSS or not? I'd be interested to know whether if we run it through RTSS or not, what the relevant scores are. That might be quite interesting. Go with 0, so no RTSS, and then benchmark. Try that. Check that out. Right, I've just seen Zyro. Like, so weird. I left my computer on last night, and when I woke up, I saw activate Windows on the bottom right of my screen. I didn't touch anything. I've had Windows 11 activated since the week it released. Maybe your key was dodgy. Maybe they've cancelled the key that you didn't get legitimately. Where did you get the key from? Maybe you've shared the key. Maybe somebody else is using it as well and they've cancelled it. Bill says, I rebooted my PC this morning in readiness for the new season, and it gave me the upgrade to Windows 11 full screen modal. You want to be on 11, Bill? Get your ass on 11. Pip had the issue with Activate Windows appearing on Windows 10 ages ago. Again, where did he get the key from? Maybe they're resetting them. I do want to be on Windows 11, but I'm not upgrading today. No, do it right now. Now, faster. OEM key. Where did he buy his PC from though? First time round. I don't know where he got that one from. I know he got his streaming PC from, what was it? One of the other ones in the States. It was a legit place, was it? Microsoft to stop selling Windows 10 keys. They won't do them anymore, so maybe they've cancelled a load. Still shouldn't cancel. Shouldn't do anything with that though. So we've got the overlay, we've got the FPS, show FPS overlay down there, but we don't have any capping right now for this. I did the upgrade procedure to get Windows 11 when I was on 10, so I didn't get it from any website or anything, just rerun Windows 11 update tool. So it must have been your Windows 10 key that it doesn't like transferred across. Normally it's associated with your Microsoft account email. Normally they're linked. $27494. One of those, please. Screenshot, thank you. Now let's run it through here. Oh, hang on. See what damage it does running it through RTSS. I just reactivated it, it was so weird. So it did just reactivate, okay. So is it gone now, Zyro? Is the issue gone? There was a button to just reactivate, was there? If it didn't like the Windows 10 key, wouldn't have complained by now. Yeah, it would have complained by now, but it depends what Microsoft are doing on the back end, whether they're cleaning up keys or not. They think that you've had some key sharing or something, they'll start getting rid of them. Did it reset anything by deactivating the window? No, it wouldn't have changed anything there. I used to run this benchmark with G-Sync, and I always used to remember it would hitch a lot with G-Sync. Even when I only had one monitor with it, and I had G-Sync, you'd get a lot of kind of hitching. Running fixed refresh, smooth as anything. Okay, I'm gonna go and grab a sausage roll, I'll be right back. Oh, we're back. That lower number. Is that a lower number? Right, I've got sausage rolls. It's going to make a mess. I'm going to make a mess everywhere now with my sausage rolls. Right, is that a lower number of going through RTSS? I think it is. What were we? We were, yeah, 494. So that's dropped to like 100. Yeah, I got some nice freshly cooked sausage rolls from the butchers from this morning. Delivered to the doorstep, 9 o'clock. Oh no. Right. So, should we take that value out, the registry, reboot, and then check again? Unless the servers are not up yet. No, server's still not responding. Right, what we'll do is we'll delete this. Can I export this actually? What are we going to call it? Disable preemption. What should we say? But D drive. To get that. All right, we got an export. So let's just delete that for now. Reboot and try again. Facet records. I would always suggest having a stable FPS because your frame times will then be the same and your muscle memory will be the same. Whereas if it's going up and down a lot, your frame times, and so how your aiming will change. Do I have this on here? Show you the difference. Well, got to remember actually I need to update Fortnite in my main gaming environment. On, start up please. There we go. I haven't got it on here. Oh, I had it on here. No. I was going to show you the difference between. Oh. See what I'll do. I'll grab all the replays from my other environment. Stick all of those, copy those into my current documents. Yeah. More than that. There we go. We now got access to all of them from the other environment as well. Wow, loads. Where are the different caps? Where's the? There we go. So this is one of my favorite ever graphs. Benchmarking. So you're effectively trying to do this, yeah? You're trying to run at 240, whatever you were saying. What were you saying? You're trying to run at 240. So let's pretend this top line is your 240 because you can't get a consistent, it's not rock solid. So when you get to this point in the game, this is the same replay with 3 different caps. Exactly the same replay. When you get to this point in the game, your frame times, your FPS will drop and your frame times will drop. And then your aim will go off. Because you're used to having this exact frame time, and all of a sudden you're down here. Whereas if you were running at 240, well, in your case 165, you completely bypass that problem and you just keep it, it's not even aware of what that's going on up here because your computer can, it's within what your computer can handle. So it's just nothing, it's just flat. So you'll get much more consistent aim and a much more consistent gameplay. So you're better off at capping at 165 is the short answer. Just looking at that graph, because you're going to have bits at some point within your game where it's going to, your FPS is going to come right down and you want to have a cap that's unaffected by that. So I can run 360, I can run 300, that's not bad actually, it's not too bad, it's not too affected there. But if I run 240, it's not affected at all. It's just rock solid. And that's, so I run at 240. Because that's the correct place I should be capping for my hardware. Bum, 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 bum. No, always cap. It's always got to be below the monitor's, the same or below the monitor's refresh rate. And always cap. Can't wait for the new season, yeah. Glad I found you just as Fortnite started running the game performance slowly every season. Yeah, they do that. As I say, I now can get about 710 FPS in creative. And like 2 years ago, I was getting about 1,250. On the same PC, less tuned. So yeah, it's definitely gotten worse and worse and worse as they've brought in the new Unreal engines. Yeah, there's way too much useless stuff. Tell you what it is. One of the things that really upset me is how much logging Fortnite does as you're playing it. So it's not logging errors, it's not just logging warnings, it's logging info level, debug level. So it's basically logging everything. And if I was doing that on like a production server, that would lose probably 10% performance, logging literally every single action in the code. That 10% gone. So when you go live on a server, you turn it. You've done all your debugging. You got rid of all the bugs. You know there's nothing bad in the logs, and you change it to info level logging. So error level logging. So it only kind of logs the errors. And so you don't get these billions and billions of code lines in the logs saying doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this, couldn't find this, done this, did this. And that adds overhead. And one of the things Fortnite does is pretty much on debug level logging. It's crazy. Why it's doing that, I don't know. And I think that's one of the reasons why I always suggest that having a fast SSD or having a fast disk drive is not just about how quickly your game will load up and how quickly Windows will load up, but it's also about how quickly it will sort out the shader cache and how quickly it's logging all that information to files on the file system. Because the quicker it can do that, the quicker the CPU can get back to actually running the game. So, yeah, Fortnite is a hot mess, I think, developer-wise. Should I do... so 165 cap or 163. So your monitor's 240, is it? So the only time you need to go -3 of the hertz of your monitor is if you're running G-Sync. That's the only time you need, I think pretty much any, is it any sync? No, I think it's just pretty much G-Sync. To basically stop it ever hitting the top amount, it's like hitting a rev limiter and going, and as it hits it, the engine kind of stalls. So you don't want that extra latency from doing that. The monitor's 165. So if you're running fixed refresh, then cap at 165. Yeah, cap at 165 if you're running fixed refresh. You ideally want to be running the hertz of your monitor as high as it can go, but the FPS you can go lower. So I can run my monitor at 360 hertz or 240 hertz. So even if I'm running this one, 240 FPS, it's better latency if I keep the monitor at 360 hertz. I will get a little bit more screen tearing, but I can't see it. So. You're capping at even numbers. You probably should cap at a multiple of 60. That will throw you off even more. Or is that more? That's more the hertz of the monitor should be a multiple of 60, I believe. Lower latency. How are we doing on the servers? Are they up yet? We've got 3 seconds. 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. Right, is it up? I'm in a queue apparently, waiting for 22 seconds. Oh, I'm switching to my other environment. False alarm. So it did the 30-second countdown, and then it just said server's not responding. Thanks for that. A queue to say that servers are not responding. We're queuing to find out that the servers are not responding. Ridiculous. Right, I need to update this moment. My main gaming environment. I need a drink. Needs the swings. Woo, hello. Epic Games Launcher, what's that about? What? Anyone seen this before? No way. Never seen that, ever, ever, ever. That didn't happen on my other environments. Installations will be cancelled. Okay, now it's coming up. What? Did I double click it or something and I had 2 then running at the same time? Rip. Yeah, rip indeed. You know, let me scroll up. Any power plan tweaks I should be doing? Yeah, use Ultimate and then do the 5000 idle check thing. Oh my god. They're the 2 best ones. But additional power plan tweaks, I don't think so. Most of the benchmarks I've seen on other people testing, when I've tested different power plans completely, pretty much all give the same result. Ultimate had a little bit lower latency when I was testing it in Fortnite than Bitsum. So that's why I use Ultimate. But in terms of FPS, when I tested them all, they were like all identical, balanced, high performance, Ultimate, Bitsum, all of them were identical FPS on my system. And when I've looked at other people's benchmarks for power plans, they've been all over the place. Right? They sometimes have really low lows, sometimes they have medium lows, and that's not my experience at all. So I don't know how they're testing exactly. I don't know. How's the live sausage roll benchmarking going? I'm only 80% through the first one. Progress bar. Should you do idle threshold promote and demote for like a CPU saving, like CPU disable idle? I don't know, Brendan. I fix my CPU at 5 gigahertz. It doesn't go up and down at all, ever. What about the dodgy power plans with the population? Yeah, they're everywhere, dodgy power plans. Power plans are like opinions. Everyone's got one. You got the same download speeds as me, but doing updates I only give you 50 to 70 megabytes a second. Oh, I'm about 70, 80. That's about what I'm getting there. 77, 75. Oh, it's going up and down. Probably the same, Mike. Mine was going to 100 megabits per second today and didn't randomly, just stopped at 0 finally. Well, yeah, it kind of switches between when it's downloading stuff and then it's either expanding it, extracting it, unzipping it as it were, and then you see more disk activity, and then this will go to 0, and then it goes again. It doesn't do it all in kind of one lump. Kind of grabs some files, expands them, writes them to disk, and then downloads some more after that. Sausage rolls are known as pork Wellingtons in your house. Interesting. Yeah, RTSS is awesome. We love RTSS. We love it. I think even Frithie came around recently and said, "Oh, how to use RTSS for your games to cap your FPS at the right level." So even he uses it now. I think there's something weird going on with this Epic Games Store today. I think you might have Mike. I don't know whether you got throttling on here. I don't know, throttle downloads. I don't know whether you got that on. Yeah, guys, never bother with these. I literally don't do anything. Even the ones recommended on their site for support things, they don't do anything. They're recommending you use some things in here to reduce packet loss. It literally doesn't do anything when you actually test it. And they've got whole support articles on their website about it. Oh my God. You might want to talk with your own engineering department because you've disabled it. What are we doing? We done? Oh no. 18 out of 24. So make sure I'm actually running the right one on this one. Yeah, that's off. Okay. That shouldn't be doing anything, so that's a 0. That's good. Excuse me. Showing statistics, that's all fine, that's all fine. We're good to go on RTSS. Good to go. Yeah, so as I say, I hope you guys have all remembered to have enough V-Bucks in your accounts to buy the Battle Pass straight away. Because if not, if you have to go and get V-Bucks first, you then get taken to a page where you put in all your bank details, and then you go back to Fortnite and to top up your V-Bucks. And if you do that, it then messes up all your FPS. for your next games. So you have to restart and then go back to the beginning of the 30-minute queue. So I hope you guys have all remembered to have enough more than 950 V-Bucks in your accounts right now, because if you have to buy some, you're going to have to reboot and you're going to have to wait longer to get back into your game. I think you got enough. How's your update? 25 gigs, mine was 17. Well, depends on what your options are in here. Look. Options? Yeah. So I'm basically doing everything apart from high resolution textures, and I don't do high resolution textures because I play at 1080p. If I played at 1440p or higher, I'd have that on. But I don't play at 1440p or higher, so I don't need it on because I've got 1080p. So, save the world. Yeah. DirectX 12 shaders, pre-download stream assets. Because you want to be doing that now, and not while you're playing a game and trying to download people's skins and things that you're looking at in the middle of a game while you're fighting somebody. That's what you want. Right, so servers are still offline. Okay. We could do, what could we do? Do a quick verify. Worth running again, just quickly. Doesn't take as long to verify as it does to re-download. So yeah, you should do that. It'll still be better FPS if you don't download them. But you'll be actually able to see the difference on a 1440p. Whereas on an 1080p one, I can't see the difference on my monitor. There ain't no difference. It's just using up more FPS. Jake, have you had your sausage rolls? Jakey, have you had your sausage rolls, mate? Thank you. Remind him to eat. Yeah, so if you get V-Bucks, your performance goes down. You get a load of really bad lows. If you go onto the buy V-Bucks screen, it kind of takes you out to a website to buy them, and then it brings you back to Fortnite. And when it does that, your FPS will be horrific afterwards. You get massive lows. So you have to restart the game, that fixes it. But if you're having to restart the game while the whole world is trying to get on, then you'll be back in a 30-minute queue. Crazy, crazy. That's been in the game for years, that problem. I remember, was it Thieves or Replays? One of the two, I think, had it at the beginning of this season or last season, and they did it, but they didn't want to restart because even though their FPS was horrific, they didn't want to restart because they had several thousand people watching them, and they didn't want to sit back in a 30-minute queue. You know why it does that? I don't know. It's a bug. It's a bug. I don't know. It's a known bug that they've never fixed, just like most stuff. Driver booster, any good? Yeah, I like driver booster. Buy the pro version, so I get extra goodies. Actually, I will need to plug my controller in at some point in my life. With the broken back pedals now. It's very disappointing. Oh, I found that other pack, didn't I? Do I want to swap it out? I don't know. I don't need that because I put in a separate network card already, so I don't need the one built into my motherboard anymore. But yeah, this is useful. Cleaning the unused devices. So Windows over time will basically just keep adding, even if you've got the same one plugged in and then it doesn't recognize it in the same port or anything, it'll create a massive list of unused device list. Some of the things aren't plugged in anymore. So if you actually just clean them out, you'll find your latency comes down. So for some reason it kind of just goes the devices almost have to scan through the entire list to do stuff or something. I don't know. But if you clean it out, it does drop the latency. So that's a useful tool. But I did put an equivalent to that tool in my clean and optimized things, device cleanup. So there's a little tool that you can download for free that you don't need to use Driver Booster for. And that, right-click that, run it as administrator, and then it will list all the devices, just like Driver Booster did there. And then you just do like select all, and then press delete. As long as you've run this as administrator, it will clean them all out. It's exactly the same as what this is doing. So you're saying we have to wait to get the battle pass? If you've got 950 V-Bucks in your account ready to go, you don't have to wait. Or you can chance it. See if you get the bug. Yeah, or the day before the new season starts, I always make sure that I've got enough V-Bucks in my account to buy the battle pass immediately. Always. Because you don't want to be doing it today. The other thing I've stopped doing now is cleaning out the local app data directory. So I normally, because typically I would rename this folder, and then when you get into Fortnite, you'll have to reset up all the display settings. But that will clean out all the cache, that will make sure everything's up to date. So I would normally do that at the beginning of the season. But the problem is, again, with the V-Bucks issue, that if you're resetting all the display options, you normally start in DX12, and I want to go to performance mode, and then when you switch, it has to restart you, and then you're back at the queue again. So I'm not gonna make that mistake this season. I'm leaving that alone from last season. I'll probably reset that tomorrow, just to make sure it's all cleaned out for the latest update stuff. For the new season, but I'm leaving that alone for now because I don't want to have to restart as soon as I get in after this huge queue, whenever it's going to be. I don't want to have to re-thingy it. Let me close Epic Games thingy and let me go back in again because that had that weird error, didn't it? Sneezing, sorry, excuse me. Can't you just buy V-Bucks on the Epic Game Store? Maybe. I don't know. I've never tried it that way. Never tried it that way. What can we do while we wait? What can we do while we wait? Yeah, I'd really like to know what else is different with this updated processor so v14 compared to 12, because that's a big jump to go from 12 to version 14, and then the only thing that's changed is CPU affinity being able to do named ones. That seems a big version jump for just adding the ability to name profiles for different combinations of CPUs you're applying. Seems a bit weird to me. They must have done some like engine updates, or I don't know, they must have done something behind the scenes, because honestly I don't see anything. I mean, the blog is the only updated thing. Look, named affinities. That's the only new blog. So as I say, you just can create new named ones, whatever you want, with certain combos. And then just name them what you want and take them on and off. And look, finally, among the minor changes, finally, we've taken away the star. Okay, thanks for that. They must have done something to go from 12 to 14, more than giving us the ability to name profiles and taking away a star. Surely. It's weird. There's no comments yet on it. This was released yesterday, by the way. 7th. That's the 8th today. This was released yesterday. 25% off, by the way, at the moment, if you want to buy the Pro version. 25% off right now. What else was I going to show you? Well, what I was going to show you now. Anything else we want to kill? Because it's quite useful being able to kill stuff as well, like widgets. So instead of having to put widgets, for example, into efficiency mode with the free version like that, you just kind of efficiency mode always on. You can actually just kill it. If it pops up, you can kill it. So if you don't want like a game bar presence writer or something, you just right click and disallow process, and then it kills it within your timer resolution time. So it only lasts for 0.50 milliseconds. So that's a good thing about the Pro. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about E-cores. So I was looking at E-cores this morning, and on the Discord, we go to the Discord. Right, if we go to the Discord, yeah, I was talking about E-cores. So this guy here basically benchmarked Fortnite. Okay, it's a couple of years ago, it's like 2 years ago, with Intel 12 series, so we're obviously up to 14 now, 14 900s. Now this is the old 12 series, and compared E-cores disabled with E-cores enabled. So you go into your BIOS and actually just disable all your E-cores, all your energy efficient cores. And he was getting more FPS disabling them, which makes me think that Fortnite is not optimized for kind of using E-cores for background stuff. You might as well just disable it. That then lets them focus on the P-cores, the performance cores better, and you get better FPS. So because my processor doesn't have E-cores, I can't test this myself. The new computer will have it, but I can't test it right now. So this is pretty much all I've got to go on. So my recommendation for anyone with a Intel 12, 13 or 14th gen is right now I think it's to turn off E-cores in your BIOS completely if you play Fortnite. What he did was he actually benchmarked a ton of games. Some were a lot better than others. Are we going to skip? Come on.
Everyone's a winner at Curry's. Claim a guaranteed reward of between £10 and £2,500.
But for Fortnite, what have we got? That's Fortnite. Counter-Strike.
Find the same results.
The Counter-Strike, what? Look, it got better with them enabled in Counter-Strike. So it's better with enabled. What else we got? Players Unknown Battlegrounds was better with it disabled. StarCraft 2, better with it enabled. So it really does depend on the game. See this one here, okay. So Rainbow Siege is better with E-cores disabled, but if you've got a 14th gen, like 14900K or KF, then you can use a tool called, what is it? Where was it? I was writing about this. Go away, Fly. I can't remember what it's like an overclocking tool you can use for 14th gens. I can't remember what it's called. It's 3 letters. Anyway. But you have to have E-cores on for it. But that only supports like 4 or 5 games. Oh, here we go. It's this one. Yeah, APO. That was it. But they seem to be rolling out APO to backwardly compatible to 12th, 13th gens Intel as well. But the problem with it is it only supports, how many games is it? Rainbow Siege, Metro Exodus, Guardians of the Galaxy, F122, Strange Brigade, World War Z, Dirt 5, and World of Warcraft. So it only supports these games. It's like Intel optimizes your CPU for you for those games with APO. So that's going to be rolled out apparently. That was published beginning of this year, but it's going to come to the older versions of Intel. So yeah, it seems to be, so that would be the other way around if you were running APO, is my point. Because you need the eCores enabled for APO, and if you're talking about Rainbow Siege, then APO would then be up here somewhere. So yeah, that's Rainbow Siege. What else have we got? Call of Duty Vanguard. Wait, that one? That's better with eCores disabled just. Doesn't really make a lot of difference. The Division 2, better with eCores enabled. Obviously this doesn't measure anything to do with latency. Age of Empires 4, yeah, enabled wins again. Cyberpunk, disabled wins. So for Fortnite, it was better with eCores disabled, is my point. So I think, I mean, I sent a message to Thieves this morning saying, look, you might want to disable your eCores, mate, because you've got the latest 14900K, and I think it's going to be causing more harm than good for Fortnite. So see what he says. He might try it on and off. Do you think you can show me what you have processor performance time check interval set in the power options, please? Well, it'll be default. Or is that the, wait, no, that's not the default one. I've really got to finish this sausage roll off. Come on. Could be 5,000. Okay, I'm running balanced at the moment, but as soon as I click on any game, the end user's power and performance mode, it'll switch to ultimate performance and it'll go 5,000. That's the only thing I'm changing manually in here. I have tried other things, I just don't do anything for me. Minimum, maximum. I've tried a load of different things. Just don't do anything for me. Have we got a server up yet? No. Come on. So anyway, back to eCores. So any of you guys, if you're running Gen 12, 13 or 14 Intel, please would you let me know if you found turning off eCores in your BIOS a good thing or a bad thing. I'd be all ears. DPC latency. Well, probably because your CPU's busy. It's going to be busy. It's going to be picking up and dropping things. Oh, we got some maps, have we, Bill? Let's run up. Okay, so this is the new map apparently. We've got Mount Olympus here. So basically, what's that? What's it called? On the original map, where's that Mount Olympus? In the desert biome. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Little Mexico down here. Speed, damage, dash and siphon. So if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 coins, there's got to be another one, surely. There's got to be 5 coins. There'll be one over here and one over here. It looks like I'm still never going to visit classy courts. I really want to go to these places sometimes. Snooty, I don't care. I haven't really visited any of this coastline ever. The underworld. So, Glacier's still there, Reckless is still there, Lavish is still there. So I'm assuming the vaults are going to be open now and they won't have anything in them. That's what they normally do, isn't it? This one is Medusa, but it's not released left. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm missing comments. Will the 5,000 thing only be effective good when you are locked GPU or also CPUs that aren't locked? I don't know. I think it will be good as well. Try it. You might like it. Not released yet. Well, that's there and now. It's got to be either kind of right in the middle between the two, or it's got to be there or there. Or where would Medusa hang out? That's the question. Would she be hanging out at the tennis courts? And the question is, where are you dropping first game? Given that's the map, where are you going to drop? Because I don't know. So it does. I don't think I've ever dropped here. Let's drop here. The wind turbines and the oil rig. That island looks interesting. Broaders Battleground. Well, surely the entire lobby will be going Mount Olympus. Surely. Go straight for Zeus's stuff. Processor so because I have 6 things set to high. What, manually set? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exclude X. I think is excluded from Pro Balance. I don't got some real time stuff, you know. No, nothing real time. Why it's well. Above normal. Above normal. What's your extra one, Zyro? Oh no, I've got 6 now. Oh no, 5. Well, I only put efficiency mode on the IO-bit stuff. So the uninstall monitor. And pretty much manually stopped everything else. In terms of rules, I don't think I've put many rules on there. Sort by rules. They're all automatic. I don't have anything active at the moment with a rule. When Fortnite kicks in, that will have a rule. If I start up latency mom, that will change this to ultimate, that straight to ultimate. And then that will have a rule. Yeah. It induces performance mode and exclusives from Pro Balance. I do that for anything I'm benchmarking with. But yeah, not many rules otherwise. Haven't got much set up. Registry just does its own thing. Pro Balance and Smart Trim enabled. And I let the apps that I open induce the performance mode. And the only other thing I really do is options, power, performance mode, select power mode, and then change that from bitsum to ultimate. At least 75 players dropping them out of Olympus, yeah, probably. Probably 0 bots as well. They'll probably do it like they did Tilted Towers. Bots aren't allowed at the beginning. Can't see the one on top. That was process. That was a latency one at the time. It's just those. I've only got 4 now. What else have I just closed? It was open, and now I've only got 4. Look. Oh wait, no, I've sorted by high priority. Oh, I need to do my zoom so you guys can see a bit better. I've got something called AUEP master. Okay, normally you can right click it. Right, so that. Right click it. Locate. Search the process on the internet. And I'll tell you what it is. There you go, that's how you find out what it is. New episode of Walking Dead, huh? Well, we've not got the server up yet. Normally if it's after 12 o'clock there have been problems. They've deployed it and they've found a bug and then they try and fix it quick. Looks like it might be 1 o'clock. Just keep an eye on that. As soon as that turns colourful, we need to keep an eye on it. So, question was, do we want to run that? Should we run that GPU tweak in here? Where did I put it? I put it in the D drive, didn't I? Date modified. There we go. What's this? Do we want to run this? Let's see what Google says about it. More waiting. What does this do? See what Google thinks. Need to keep an eye on this. Alright, so controls are related setting to how the GPU in your computer schedules tasks. Disabling preemption. Yes, well, I gathered that. With preemption disabled, the currently running task on the GPU will continue uninterrupted until it finishes, even if a higher priority task becomes available. This can potentially lead to less slightly less efficient use of the GPU, but might be desirable in specific scenarios like debugging graphical issues. It doesn't sound like a performance enhancement, does it? Slightly less efficient use of the GPU. As I say, it got tiny bit of benchmarks in superposition and Firestrike. Let's see if the wider internet has any opinion on this. What is this? No, that's different. No, that isn't though. To help in debugging the driver, the behavior of the GPU scheduler can be changed by configuring the registry. You can enable or disable preemption requests from the GPU scheduler by using the following configuration. Is that related to HAGs, is it? How is it related to HAGs? No. It's for debugging. HAGs is on. Is it part of HAGs? The risk of context switch overheads associated with compute preemption. So it's avoiding context switching. That's what it's doing. Basically doing something and then saying, oh, wait a minute, I need to put that down and do something else. And then coming back to it. So context switching, yeah? And the more you're doing that, the more you're juggling stuff, but not ideal for the first thing that it was holding. So the idea of this is to reduce context switching, I assume. And that's why it gets a tiny bit more FPS. Let's move it on. I'll have to reboot. Let me reboot it. Actually, should we run a benchmark on this and then reboot? We've already run benchmarks. We know it's marginally better. We need to actually run Fortnite benchmarks is what we need to do. Oh. Come on. Text input. Don't think it should be on high. Text input management service. I don't think I've got any XC for that. This hasn't started yet. It's the only thing with text in it. Oh. I can't remember if I stopped the service. Nope. Running. I don't have that exe. I have no exe with that name. Does not compute. We want Fortnite to start. Server's not responding. 1.37, 1.38, 1.37, 1.38. Right down again. Yeah, so I mean, as I was saying, I think for even the latest, most powerful CPUs from Intel right now, I'm going to recommend turning off hyperthreading and E-cores. I think until I have more first-hand experience, I think that seems to be the consensus from everything I've read and watched on the interweb. Basically, you're turning it into my CPU, just running 8 P cores and nothing else. That's what you're doing, even with the very latest gen i14 ones. By turning off hyperthreading but you'll be able to run it at much higher. Probably be able to run it at like 5.7 gigahertz as opposed to my 5. So it'll still be a lot faster. But it's that extra heat that's caused by the hyperthreading cores and the E cores. You're reducing the heat down, and by reducing the heat down, you're going to be reducing the latency and certainly not thermal throttling. So yeah, I think I'm going to be, when I set up Ship's computer probably next week, his new one, I think I'm going to get him to disable E-cores as well. I think that's a lot of the problems people are having on my Discord right now, saying, I can't get numbers anywhere near you. And I think it's their E-cores that are basically lowering these averages. Your P-cores might be running at just as fast or better than me, but because you're averaging across P-cores, hyperthreading cores, and E-cores, it's going to lower your average. You can't run latency mon just on certain cores. This is reporting across the system, basically. It won't make any difference if you run the actual latency mon app. So this reports across everything that's available. So I don't think you can do like selective disabling SMT just for latency mon. I don't think you can do that. Might be able to, but I don't think you can. I disable preemption and I get crashed Fortnite after 15 minutes of play. Excellent feedback. Thank you. Excellent feedback. Bye-bye. Stability over everything else. Don't care if it's amazing performance. If I get a crash in the middle of an endgame, I'm going to be mad. So, thank you for the feedback. Much appreciate that information. I ain't running it. Has the season started? Oh, God, I wish it has. How you doing, Mr. Biscuit? Yes, get on with it.
With Fiverr, you can hire top-rated freelance experts in a variety of AI services.
Zoot!
No, I am Zoot's identical twin sister, Dingo.
Oh, but excuse me.
Where are you going?
I seek the Grail. I have seen it here in this castle.
No. Oh, no. Bad, bad Zoot. Oh,
I'm not suitable, suitable for children.
She has been setting a light to our beacon, which I've just remembered is grail-shaped.
Turn on large system cache and memory management. It's worth it. So, I ran that for a little bit and tested it actually, and
Zoot. Oh, she is a bad person and must pay the penalty. Do you think the scene should have been cut? We were so worried when the boys were writing it, but now we're glad. It's better than some of the previous scenes, I think.
At least ours was better visually.
At least ours was committed. It wasn't just a string of pussy jokes.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
yes, get on with it. Come on, Epic, get on with it.
I'm enjoying this scene.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. 2 p.m. UTC. Crikey. Large system cache. We were talking about that, weren't we? I did test it, and it was actually a little bit better. But then Advanced System Care kept telling me over and over that it was a bad tweak, so I took it out. But look, here we go. Back in the archives. So large system cache off versus large system cache on. And you can see it got a tiny bit better FPS. Tiny bit better lows. It was a little bit better smoothness, the standard deviation. But yeah, I mean, it seemed better actually. So I'm not doing it, but only because Advanced System Care keeps telling me off. Is the answer to that one. Maybe I should be doing it. Shall I put that back on again? I quite like running large system cache. Where is it? Priority control, isn't it? Can't remember where it is. Try and remember where it is, please. We have to reboot again. Should we put it on? Stick it on. Wait, that's too much. You've gone too far. There we go. We got a favourite? No, it's not in here. Large system cache. Where do we normally put large system cache? Trying to remember. I can do it in TCP Optimizer, but I'd rather just remember where I normally put it. Normally here, that's where it is. Current control set. And I'm setting it to 0, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, TCP Optimizer recommends 0. Okay, well, does it? But as I say, I've tested it and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That's with it on, that's with it off. Wax on, wax off. Actually it was actually smoother with it on. I don't know, tricky one that. Tempted to put it on. Are these changes going into an updated guide? I haven't made any changes, Zeppo. What change? I haven't changed anything. I think I should probably document the Windows Defender real-time protection and giving you the options of manually turning it off in Windows Security or using that what's it called, the throttle control app, or using an antivirus to fix it. Probably that should go in there. But in terms of what I've changed and kept for registry tweaks, I haven't changed and kept anything right now. Did all the optimizations for our processors are between, do you mean your processes? Are between 130 and 140. If you debloated with CTT and you still got that many processes running, that's a lot. I'm just looking at temperatures. What are you talking about? 130 to 140? Degrees Fahrenheit? What is that? QoS Fortnite. No, I don't use QoS. Don't need QoS. Turn QoS off. 0. Do not need it. No overhead from QoS for my network, thank you. Do not need it. 130 what? What does 130 mean? What are the units with the 130? That's processes. Yes to what? The processes. As I say, if you've debloated with CTT, it shouldn't really be over 100 at all. I mean, I'm running a few things here now. I'm normally about 80. If you've debloated with CT2 tool, the Titus Tech tool, you should be under that. If you disable a few more services and just make sure that in your task manager not much is starting up with the computer, and make sure everything's disabled in here. Yeah, processors. Okay, so what are you pasting now? More policies. Defender, disable anti-spyware. Keep service alive. So that disables, you don't want that though. You want those things. Again, I'm not stripping down Windows here. I want all the security and the functionality. I want it all. The only time that you should really, I mean, I can't disable it because I'm running 360 for gamers now, because that fixes the problem with the real-time scanning. But the only time you should be turning off real-time protection is if you're not connected to the internet. If you are connected to the internet, including when you are gaming, then you should have it on. You just don't want it interfering with the CPU usage of your game. But this fixes it. Whether other ones do, I think the paid version of Malwarebytes does fix it as well. But you have to pay for this, I'm afraid. Or you have to run that thingy tool. That certainly won't be disabling anything for the Defender. No. We're still on Fortnite. You're telling me it's not going to be till 2 o'clock? We've got another hour. Is that what we're saying? Can I refresh? How do I refresh this? Or does it automatically just refresh on its own? Click, 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 click. Oh, it's 12:59 and 25 seconds right now. The time sponsored by Accurus is, think now, Sync now or never, or forever hold your peace. Come on, Epic. Go for 1 o'clock. I'm going to retry. Server's not responding. In fact, that's not responding at all. Why can't I do this? Waiting in a queue for 1 minute 30 seconds to be told that the servers are down. Wow. Yeah, something tells me if you've got 48 processes, then you're running a custom OS, which I do not approve of in any shape or form. You're on your own there, mate. Yep. Of course he is. If he's got 48 processes, there's no way he stripped that down himself. That's definitely a custom OS. That ain't Windows 11. I think the lowest I've got on Windows 10 was about 67, 68, maybe 66. Stripping down all the services and disabling as much as I could. On Windows 11, I think the most I got down to was about 70. But you start losing functionality after that. But if you're going 40s, yeah, there's no way it's Windows 11. Yeah. 1909 and then stripped. So you, how's your timer resolution on that one? Because that's before the 2004 mess up that Microsoft did. But when you run this, do you get one millisecond? When you run the timer, when you do a sleep, you ask the system to sleep for 1 millisecond. What do you get back? Are you getting 1 millisecond back? Or are you getting 15? Oh. Custom OSs. No, thank you. I want the latest performance stuff. I want the latest security stuff. I want the latest stability stuff. About 1.03. That's not too bad. Yeah, 2004. Not good. But I still wouldn't be running an operating system that old. Wouldn't be doing it. It's not patched at all. And won't be supported at all after next year by Microsoft. Come on, we're going to play the Fortnite. Give it to us now. Was I going to turn on large system cache? Yeah, tempted to, you know. Really tempted to. Do you wanna? Do. Memory management. Large system cache is an old tweak, really. As old as the hills. We're on a big fat 0 at the moment. So again, let's talk to Gemini. Hello Gemini, how are you today? What is your opinion on the following Windows registry entry? See what that says. See how clever you are. Bing. See what it says. Let's have a little chat. I go with enhanced normally. Right, determines if Windows uses a standard or large file system cache. A larger cache can improve file access speeds by keeping frequently used data readily available in memory. Ooh. 1. This prioritizes a large file system cache, beneficial for servers that constantly access files. Well, you could argue that Fortnite constantly accesses files if it's writing to its blooming logs every millisecond. So you could argue that's actually a good thing. This is standard cache size, better for desktops where applications need more memory. If your memory's running out, I think my memory's running out. I think I've got plenty of memory spare. Why modifying large system cache is tricky. Modern Windows behavior. In recent Windows versions, large system cache might have less impact than previous. Windows itself dynamically adjusts cache size based on usage. Potential downsides. While larger cache can improve file access speeds, it can also limit memory available for running applications, potentially slowing them down. But as I say, when I run the thingy jiggy, it was a little bit better with it on. Teeny tiny little bit better. Why would you not use it if you don't need FPS? Would you want to smooth the game right? Yeah, want to smooth the game right. Lower latency, smooth the game. Accessing things quicker. But yeah, I don't need more FPS. As we discovered earlier, I'm flush with FPS. I'm capping at the right level. So you just want to make it smoother with better lows. Actually, that's a good point. Let's have a look at the lows. Let's have a look at the lows. Wait, that's not the lows I was looking for. We want the 1 percentile, not, well, there we go. So if you actually look at the 0.1 percentiles, pretty much the same. Pretty much the same, pretty much the same. I mean, you could argue that these are within margin of error just from having to reboot and rerun the same replay. You could argue that. Did I check for... probably not, but if I'm standing still and in creative, am I going to be accessing the disk a lot? Or cache? Don't think I'm really going to be doing that. It's really only for rendering new things and new assets and as you're running around the map. Difficult to measure that latency, unfortunately. I don't know. I don't know. Should I keep it for Fortnite? See if it's got any information on Fortnite specific. You can keep it off for Fortnite. Here's why. Fortnite prioritizes RAM. Games like Fortnite benefit from having enough RAM readily available in game assets and processes. Modern Windows manages cache well. Recent Windows versions handles cache dynamically, allocation dynamically, often negating the need for large system cache to be on. Risk of performance issues. Enabling large system cache might limit memory available for Fortnite, potentially causing stutters and slowdowns. There is little or no advantage for Fortnite with large system cache enabled. It is generally recommended to leave it off for desktops focusing on gaming. Well, there we go. Given it doesn't seem to make much difference, I might as well just leave it default. That's my typical approach. Unless it's making a lot of difference, leave it as it is. My guide's already over 150 pages long. It doesn't need unnecessary things in it. It only needs necessary things in it. Come on, really? We're going to sit here for another hour? 26 people are going to sit here for another hour? Could you not run a replay while running latency mod? I could do if Fortnite was... I'm sorry. Well, not now, but... Yeah. Corella, you're getting banned. I'm getting annoyed with you moaning about that. Bye! Anyone moaning about latency mon doesn't understand what we're actually doing here. They're just whinging. Do transparency effects actually reduce performance? What, in... Wait, that wasn't ready, was it? Oh, no. In performance... Transparency effects. Are you talking about from the display settings? Display settings? Or is it personalize? Can't remember which one it's in. Background? I know I've seen it recently. I can't remember which one it's in though. Transparency effects. Yeah, I should probably turn that off. I don't even know why it went on. Where did I even come from? Yeah, I'd rather have it off. That one. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, probably should turn it off. I'd rather have it off. Unnecessary bloat. DPI map Lomu contiguous. Contiguous. I don't know what that is, I'm afraid. 1 hour late, yeah. Yeah, right. Well, actually, technically, my stream started 3 hours, 27 minutes ago, so you're that late. Where have you been, Icy? Where have you been? How dare you have your own life? Ask Gemini about 100% working tweak that improves. Seriously, what answer will it be? Right, okay. What? Well, please recommend. Always be polite to the AI, but when it takes over humanity and kills us all, I'll be left standing. Please advise on 100% guaranteed. Not for guaranteed. Thank you. What guaranteed to improve Windows 11 tweak. For the game Fortnite. Let's see what she says. Or he, we don't even know. I'm misgendering Gemini now. Great. Aren't they twins? Gemini? I don't know. Make sure. Oh, there is no guaranteed way to improve performance of Fortnite on Windows 11. Really? Get a faster computer? That'll guaranteedly improve the performance. Surely. Make sure your PC meets the requirements for Fortnite. Update your graphics drivers. Oh, that's a new one. Never heard that one before. Close any unnecessary background applications. Okay. Adjust the graphics settings in Fortnite. Right. Enable performance mode. Oh, this mode can help to improve performance by disabling certain graphical features. Verify the integrity of your game files. We already did that. Way ahead of you. Reinstall Fortnite. Oh, I've got to do that now. No. Well, Gemini told me to, so I have to reinstall Fortnite. Oh, okay. If none of the above work. Oh, okay, phew. That's close. Very close. There you go. I think that answers your question, Cry that. I'll sort you out. Yeah, you just end up waiting. Smack, we're waiting. Any tweaks you suggest that help the Fortnite lows in Fortnite, because that's what I have to improve. Memory overclocking, tuning your sub timings will definitely help the lows. Doesn't really add much FPS, but it will definitely help the lows. Optimizing your memory timings. Yeah, it definitely looks cleaner taking those thingies off. So good call on that one. I'll add that to my guide. There we go. Now, then I'll remember. The guide's much as for me it is for you guys, because if I'm rebuilding a system, I often forget stuff. So if I just go through my own guide, it's just like a checklist for me. Done, 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 done. I don't even need to think. Force contiguous memory allocations in the DirectX graphical kernel. Oh, that sounds like it's not intrusive at all. Like pick a tweak from your knowledge that 100% works in FPS and then ask Gemini about it. Okay. As we're here, does moving your GPU away from CPU 0 with processor affinity reduce overall latency of your PC? Oh, let's go. We'll specify Windows. There's a possibility. Okay, she's on the fence. But the impact might be minimal. It's not minimal at all, love. Potential benefits. By separating the GPU from CPU 0, you theoretically minimize competition for resources. This could reduce latency, especially for task-sensitive games like gaming. Limited improvement. Modern Windows versions are quite good at managing core allocation. The actual latency improvements from adjusting affinity might be negligible in many cases. Yeah, she hasn't measured, has she? She hasn't benchmarked. Anyway, where are we? Performance mode helps my FPS highs, but it's a stuttery mess. I wish I could use it, but I can't. I think it's broken with AMD. Really? Performance mode doesn't work with AMD? Rapper uses it fine. His FPS are rock solid, and he hasn't done anything outside of my guide because I set his computer up. Ultimate Windows tweaker is good. I don't even know what that is, so no, it's not good because I don't know what it is. What are the Fortnite installations options? I've never changed anything. Michael. They are these. Use big page file to improve micro stuttering. Wait, where are we going now? Why would you not have pre-downloaded assets on? Why would you not? I do. Even got, yeah, I have that on because I sometimes test in DX12. And to be honest, I often, well, every season I will benchmark performance mode versus DX12 for it. Every season. Because sometimes one is better than the other and it switches. So I will always download the DX12 shaders because I need them for when I'm benchmarking. So even if I only play performance mode, benchmarking. Yeah, my friend, that has AMD and GPU gets tons of stutters on performance mode. Really? Unplayable. That's weird. As I say, Rapper is so happy with his new PC. I mean, you watch his FPS, it just says 237 in the top right corner and low 237, high current 237, high 237. It's just, it's solid. Whatever he's doing. Come on, where's the Fortnite at? We've really got to wait another 40 minutes. That can't be right. Hi, Red. Boom, 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 boom. Where are we dropping first? I almost think we should drop where we normally drop and then rotate into Mount Olympus. It's not too far away from it, is it? It's not that far. Malwarebytes a good antivirus for gamers. I believe so. I've never tested it. Never tested it, I'm afraid. And saying that, if we drop there, Grand Glacier, that is a bit of a trek. So where could we kind of drop just outside Mount Olympus? Probably here. Because you want to be rotating inwards, don't you? So you don't really want to be dropping straight here. then you're going to be fighting the team rotating in from here. And same with this. You don't really want to be dropping at Grim Gate, because Underworld's going to rotate straight in there straight afterwards and just third party you. So I think the only options are the Underworld or Brawler's Battleground. What do we think? Should we drop Brawler's Battleground, the first one? Wait, what? Any sausage rolls left? No, I've eaten the sausage rolls. Sorry, none left for you. I do have 2 more in the fridge. I ordered 6 this morning. What is Restream Bot? Is that comments on Twitch? Yeah, so it restreams it. So when I stream, I use Restream, and then I stream to Restream, and then that sends it both simultaneously to YouTube and Twitch. And you can get two channels for free. So it doesn't cost me anything streaming to Restream. If I wanted more, if I wanted the stream to Kick as well, or TikTok or something, then I'd need to pay for those. I think there's a way of setting up your OBS to do multiple streams as well, but then you end up doubling your bandwidth, tripling your bandwidth, and your overhead while you're doing that. So, yeah, Restream kind of, you just send it to them, and then they send it to everywhere. They duplicate it and send it to everywhere else. So in the comments, anyone that comments in one or the other, it gets Restream chatted back to, so everyone can see. You don't think there's anything there anymore where we land? Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking here. I'm honestly thinking here. Wonder if there's that little island with the house there, which would be a good quick drop, then go into the Brawler's Battleground. Depends how highly conned you are. But I'm thinking right here, right now. Right here, right now. So you get increased damage. I'm assuming that's like Ares or something. God of War. So that's dashing. And Siphon. See, Siphon will be quite nice. Siphon will be very nice. Disallow drivers to get paged into virtual memory. I'm sure I've done something with that before. Can you do me a favor? Where is it? What is your name? I can't even tell on YouTube. All you've got is a one letter symbol. You know what? I'll reply, then you can tell who I'm replying to. For the disallowed drivers to get put into page memory, can you join my Discord? Go into the suggested tweaks section, and then actually put the put how to do that in there, because I swear I used to do that, and now I can't remember how to do it. So if you can put either the registry key in or whatever it is that you do to do that. I swear I used to do that already, if I don't already automatically do it now. Thanks to whoever said you can buy V-Bucks in the Epic Game Store. Got 5k and won't experience a bug. Awesome. Yeah, that was Mr. Bill or someone. I think Bill confirmed it, but somebody else suggested it. Mic predown off. I have a GTX 745 and an i5. How much FPS can I get at max? Oh, maybe 30? 29? I don't know. That seems a bit light to me. Also, your GPU typically doesn't determine how many FPS you can get in Fortnite. Your memory speed and your CPU speed do. Does resizable bar have a big impact on performance? I would love to know the answer to that, but unfortunately I have a 2080 Ti which does not have resizable bar. I need a new computer, and then I will tell you immediately. Day one, I will be telling you on my new computer whether turning off eCores is a good or bad thing, and also whether turning on resizable bar is a good or bad thing. That will be day one when I get my new computer. Yep, I agree with Zeppo there. Like with Cinebench. Why don't you just try it in Fortnite? You don't need Cinebench. I believe most drop mostly at the Underworld and Mount Olympus. But the first few games will be difficult until you get used with the new weapons and drops. Yep. Damage and Siphon is all you need. Damage and Siphon. Okay, well they're opposite sides of the map, so the damage is down there in Siphon. You're going to have to pick one or the other, or basically get those two and then go and kill those two. And then there's still another one, a mystery one somewhere in the middle here, somewhere. We can have a look at later. I could test it up, I probably will do that today. Got about 60 to 100 FPS and 50 to 100. What? Siphon all day. You reckon Siphon? See, I don't take that much damage in Fortnite, and when I do, well, saying that, we had Siphon effectively with the coins last time. Well, it's not really Siphon. The coins just filled you up after you got damage to 50, didn't they? Or 60 or 75 or 85, whatever it was. So if the only thing here that's going to give you health back, if coins don't do that anymore, then yeah, Siphon might be a rather important one. Especially if it frees up a slot and you don't have to carry heals. The Underworld. Do you see him in the Underworld? I play solos or duos, squads often, so damage is inevitable. Siphon is very strong there. Yeah, that's true. Cinebench is not going to tell you how many FPS you get in Fortnite. No, it's not really. You can compare yours to other similar systems to see whether it's on par. I mean, what's my score in Cinebench? I'm getting about 10,000, just over 10,000 in Cinebench, and I absolutely rock solid 240 FPS. Come on, we want to play Fortnite. Where are you? Servers are still offline. See, why as well has that not updated to that thing? Why is that cover different to that cover? That's still last season's cover. A bit weird. It's a bit weird. Right, is there anything else we can test while we're going? What else? Responsiveness, Spectre, Meltdown. What did I do recently? I was playing around with clamp stuff, and I was playing with hags on and hags off. Hags is definitely on, right? Hags is definitely on. Yeah, hags is on. Okay. I sometimes worry that I've done these tests and then not put it back to how it was originally. Antivirus exemption didn't do anything. FSO versus FSE. This is a quick reminder of that. Made absolutely no difference at 240. Well, actually, FSO was better, wasn't it? Slightly. Standard deviation, please. FSO was smoother. 2:30 p.m. here, so you're chilling. Yeah, we're all chilling. I'm not really chilling. Want to play? Come on. Give us some online activity. Come on, come on, come on. 5:30 a.m. Go to bed. Wake up. You won't have. Wait, when you wake up, there won't be any cues at all. You can just go straight in, win the first game you play, you'll be nice and refreshed. 5:30 a.m. What do you like? Servers should be up in 33 minutes. Oh, painful. Land on one of them, go straight to the other, and then grab the others, but I don't really care about the others. I feel I'll mess up since I play builds. Oh, okay, play builds. I kind of miss playing builds, to be honest. Thinking that earlier. I do kind of miss playing builds. I don't miss the lagginess of the servers where you build a wall and then you get shot afterwards through it. Don't miss that at all. I think that could be another thing is that I don't like how when, okay, maybe you can advise me on this, right? Somebody's spraying your wall and you're holding it, yeah? How can you time it? So, wait, they stop spraying the wall, so you stopped holding it, and then, no, so I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard for me to get the timing right for when to restart holding the wall again. Otherwise I just get shot through it. Because for me, the starting health of walls is way too low. Personally, I'd be very happy if walls started with their full health. Not build it. Start with a full health. I like builds as a defensive thing, not as an attacking thing. I want to be able to defend myself. That's one of the things I like about zero builds, is you've got that 50 overshield, and you can take a hit or two, take a couple of bullets, and then that tells you where people are. Whereas for builds, you need to be able to box up and build and hold walls instantly because you don't have that overshield. So for me, I prefer builds as defensive things, not attacking things. Probably because I can't build fast enough. Yeah, bunkers are strong, but then you've got the stupid anvils that blow them up, and you've got lobby focusing you, and one side doesn't cover you, and if you try and back-to-back bunker, it then breaks the ramp of the first bunker. So bunkers aren't great either, really. Anvils out of the game? Really? No. What about the lock-on pistol, Mr. Biscuit? Do we still have that? Please tell me. Or boxes. We need the boxes. What will we do if they vaulted them? I don't understand what we can do. How can we win a game if they vault boxes and lock-on pistols and anvils? The mystery. We're going to have to work it out. The old meta is going. Both the AR are out. No pistols, no boxes. No pistols? Do you know what I mean? There are no pistols. Because I've seen the, there's the Deagle's back, I think. I think I heard the Deagle in one of the replays. Do you like anti-cheats like Vanguard? Take away FPS in games that is not the anti-cheat for. Do anti-cheats like Vanguard take away FPS in a game that is not the anti-cheat for? Okay, I'm confused. All anti-cheats will take away some FPS. So if you compare Battle Eye Day in Fortnite with an easy anti-cheat day in Fortnite, Battle Eye will get you higher FPS than the easy anti-cheat day. Vanguard, but I don't really understand your question. I don't know anything about Vanguard. And are you suggesting you're pick and mixing anti-cheats somehow across the streams? Okay, so there are pistols, but it's not lock-on pistols. Okay. Both the ARs are out. So what ARs have we got? We don't know. Do we not know at all? Servers are still offline. Come on, Epic. Come on, come on, come on. Has anybody posted the video yet? Have we got a replay trailer? Yeah. Well, that's low quality. Can we bump the quality a bit? What A? Whoa, let's go back a little bit there. What AR was he? She's holding the new DMR, right? That's the new DMR. Unless it's that horrible gun we had, Enforcer we had last season. What's he holding? Not sure what he's holding. What gun's that? See that gun there? Looks like is that the old Enforcer or is that the new DMR? Not a DMR. That is a DMR. Okay, we've got two conflicting opinions there. Wait, why is this now broken? Please stop. Ah, yeah. Right, what guns are they using? She's holding an SMG at the front. This looks like a combat SMG. What is that gun there? That looks like a combat SMG or a bird or a quite a small nozzle actually. And they've all got ARs when they come out there. You're right, Jake. Okay, it's coughing away. What is that one? That one looks different to that one. Maybe they're just the same gun with different mods on. Maybe there is only one AR. They've all got. Is that a shotgun? That looks a bit like a shotgun. That's a silenced pistol, clearly. That's probably a mythic thing. Is that the same as that and that and that? That one looks the same length as that one. And why has it got like a little drop down bit there? What's that about? Zeus is holding the Warforged AR. Okay. A Huntress DMR. Yeah, I preferred the pump as well towards the end of the season. Aphrodite. So that's Reckless. They've basically restored Reckless to its former glory. We're going back in time. What was that gun? What was that AR he just used there? Is that, or is that an SMG? Is that an SMG? Yeah, maybe. That's the pump shotgun. That one. Wait. When she did that jump there, has she got fall immunity? The first one, that one. That's fine. But then when she jumps off here, she got fall immunity because she's about to die otherwise. Korra? Legend of Korra? No way! We got a crossover for Avatar Korra. Awesome! Does that mean there's a new series of Korra out? That can't be. That's finished. Ooh. Let's go back to Korra again. Yeah, that's Legend of Korra. She's the Avatar. So she's got. Is she going to have all the Avatar powers because she's a waterbender normally? But is she going to have all of them? Is she going to have fire, air, earth? Right then. Oh, this looks like chaos. Please tell me the Mythic's not going to be ridiculously overpowered, that lightning. Like Kamehameha overpowered and Deku Smash overpowered. Please tell me no. Please no. Can't take that. No. No. Thermal holographic, go crazy. That was thermal, was it? I didn't spot that. Definitely until nerfed, yeah. You imagine Endgame, everyone just got a million mythics. The Deku smashes and Goku Kamehamehas every direction you turn in zero builds where you can't defend yourself. 3 PM now on the status page. I think we're calling this. I'm going to go and do something. I'm not sitting here the entire day. I think I'm going to go and do something. 3 PM. 3 PM. Switch thermals on and off. Hades Whip works like the Venom mythic. Oh, okay, so they've basically taken old mythics and just reskinned them. Interesting. All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna have a break, and if we're not gonna be doing anything until 3 PM, then I'll just come back then. I think it'll be a lot easier. Bon app, yeah, go and sort lunch out, go and do other things. All right, guys, catch you a bit later. I'll definitely be streaming as soon as we're live, so yeah, I'll see you then. All right, ciao for now.